Good afternoon, good evening everybody, everywhere, all around the world and beyond. This is Golf Mike 0, Uniform Bravo, is Graham here, Alloa Central Scotland, your net controls for this week's edition of the IRN KB1 Multimode Net, which will begin in around 2 minutes' time. Please folks, stand by for the net. Thank you. It's Friday, it's 9 PM here in the UK, and that can mean only one thing, folks. It's time for this week's edition of the International KB1 Multimode Net. This is Golf Mike 0, Uniform Bravo, is Graham here in Alloa Central Scotland, along with Mike 7 Hotel Quebec Sierra. That is, of course, Helen, Queen of Scotland, observing from the Valentine decorated Royal Box today. I say Valentine decorated because we have Valentine's flowers around here, bringing my hay fever on a little early this year. Hi. Anyway, before we get going proper, let's go and find out, is there any emergency or priority traffic? If so, please call now. Very good, nothing heard. Well, folks, this net does meet every Friday at 4 PM Eastern Time. That's 9 PM UK time, presently 2100 UTC. There are, of course, many ways and many modes that you can use to access this so-called multimode net. And for details of the International Radio Network's multimode system, please check out our website at allthews.irn.radio. We are, of course, permanently connected with the Extended Freedom Network, and you can find out more by visiting allthews.extendedfreedom.network. And we also have ZMR, our Zello partners there, and find out more, allthews.zmr.us or zmr.us. I'll just take a wee bit. GM0UUB continuing after a cough a little bit better. So folks, also at this stage want to thank all the other people who have connected up the various repeaters, nodes, gateways and networks and other bits and pieces, as you often do and always do on a Friday. Thank you people, and you know who you are. Thank you so much. And it just brings us all together for our weekly just exchange of news and views and critter updates and everything else every week. So thank you everybody for making all the connections. be mindful of this wonderful, wonderful multi-mode system, folks, and we do ask for a little bit of social distancing. That's a good 4 or 5 seconds pause in between transmissions, just to allow the system to take a little breather and to reset. Also, please do remember the 3-minute timeout. We love all your news and all your views, but if you think you're getting anywhere close to 3 minutes, just take a little break or a pip or a pause or whatever it is you want to call it. They all work equally well. And then pick it back up again and continue, or else we might miss some of your transmission. I'll take a break this time. GM0UUB net control continuing, and there goes my mobile phone. I've just turned it off. Sometimes mothers phone you at very, very strange times, and even when you tell them you're going to be busy. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. We are using NetLogger, folks. If you want to follow along in NetLogger, just open up your NetLogger app and select the net. IRN KB1 Multimode net, and as if by magic, all the check-ins will get populated on your screen before your very own eyes. And you can also make use of that wonderful blue chat box, almost instant message thingy there. And I try and keep an eye on that as well. I see a few people have already signed in there. So good stuff. Okay, I'll just take one more pip before we get going. Please stand by. GM0UUB, your net control continuing. Well, of course, it is the mission of the International Radio Network to promote the amateur radio hobby to those interested in radio communication. And we give those with an interest the opportunity to gain experience in radio communications, theory, technology, and fellowship. Now, of course, this is a directed net, and when checking in, please give me your call sign slowly, phonetically, and twice. That's your call sign, slowly, phonetically, and 2 times. And we'll try and get you on the log the first time round with no mistookies. Now, folks, it's a Friday. Happy Friday once again, folks, and happy Valentine's to those that celebrate. But it is a Friday, and we do have a podium to fill. So but try and look after each other. Remember, it's Valentine's Day. Show the love and try and, even in the check-in corridor, show a little bit of consideration and love to each other. Let's see what happens. It's the first round of check-ins. Please call now.
2 Echo 1
2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. Declan in Newport, South Wales.
England, over.
Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor. Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor. Dave in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I think I hear someone else in the first place.
And then ready.
Golf 7, Oscar Charlie, Golf 7, Oscar Charlie,
November, Will, City.
Wait. Okay, somebody had a microphone open there. We could hear what's going on in the background. So please check, folks. I don't know, maybe it was on Echo Link and you didn't press the button to stop the transmission. So do check your, make sure you're not transmitting through the net. And well, do transmit through the net, but not. We want to hear your voice, not the background. Okay, I'll tell you who I do have, and I will be asking for more because I know there was a big pile up at the end there. So who I have on the list so far, we do have G7OCK, that's Brian, out there in Englandshire. Brian, you're on the list. You've got N9ZIV, that's our friend Dwayne. And Dwayne, it's been a while, good to hear from you there, sir. And then we come to the podium, and we have On the third step, we have Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor. That's DJ Dave out there in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Dave, you're on the list and on the podium. In second place today, drumroll, drumroll, drumroll. Well, in second place today, it's Declan, 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. Declan, you're on the podium, not in your usual step, but you're on the list. And at the top of the list, and the top of the podium, it's our Dennis out there in County Durham in Englandshire, 2E1GFL. A clear winner. I heard 2 Echo 1 before I heard 2 Whiskies. So there we go. Now, after G7OCK, there was a few others trying to check in. So if you haven't heard your call sign, you want to get on the first round, please try again with your call signs phonetically and twice. Go ahead.
7 Mike Bravo Hotel. Golf 7 Mike Bravo Hotel. Mike in County Durham.
KJ5, Golf Whiskey November, Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Whiskey November, Will in Oklahoma City. Sorry about that, Graham.
Mike 7 Lima Golf Mike. Mike 7 Lima Golf Mike.
Victor Echo 6 Papa Lima Charlie. Victor Echo 6 Papa Lima Charlie, Cliff in Calgary.
Okay, let me just hold up there, folks. I don't want to get the list too long, or people maybe have to wait longer than they are able to, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you who we've added to the list after G7OCK. We've got G7MBH. Mike, good to see you there, sir. You're on the list. We've got KJ5GWN. That's Will. No problem, Will. Hey, listen, it's happened to us all, honestly, many's a time. You're on the list there, Will. M7LGM. Not out unicycling. It's Thomas. Good to see you there, Thomas. And on the end of this first list is Victor Echo 6 Papa Lima Charlie Cliff. That's because we always leave the best to last. Hi. So there we go, folks. That's the first round there. So let's go to the top of the list, the top of the podium. I didn't hear anybody saying their short time or mobile, so we'll just run it the way it is. 2 Echo 1 Golf Foxtrot Lima. Welcome, Dennis, to the net. It's always a pleasure, sir. And congratulations. A clear winner today, sir. It wasn't even a photo finish. We didn't have to go to VAR or anything. A clear winner. 2E1 GFL. Happy Friday, and the microphone, Dennis, it's all yours.
Well, good evening, Graham, and Her Royal Highness sitting in the royal box in the background. Well, I'm pleased I made it. Back home in the cold, we've got 1.3 degrees out on the patio over here. And it's a big change from the 30 degrees plus that I had last week. You've got a big list, I've noticed. It came in thick and fast there. That definitely kept you on your toes, Graham. Background unit control from 2E1 GFL.
Well, thank you, Dennis, and goodness me, apologies for the croakiness. I've actually there's a bunch of flowers actually sitting in the room here. I might have to move them out. I should have maybe done that before the net there, Dennis. Yeah, you know, it's a bit early to have hay fever, but like I say, it's Valentine's Day, and Helen's got at least two lovely bouquets around. One happens to be here, so it's at the other side of the room, but yeah, only once I start to speak, I realise it's actually having an effect. Anyway, Dennis, so great to have you back over here in UK shores, and yeah, it's a serious change in temperatures there for you and Mary. But glad to have you home nice and safe. I take it your trip home was without any kind of awkward events or anything. It was take a nice smooth journey back to the UK. And that was quite a long time you were out there in the old Mexico there. So, but I know you had a good time. Anyway, I'll just throw it back to you for any final comments. 2E1 GFL from GM0UUB Net Control.
2E1GFL returning. Yep, it was a nice smooth flight back actually, and we had a good tailwind. They knocked a good hour and 15 minutes off the trip there. Nice smooth trip back, and it was an overnight trip, but as usual, couldn't get any sleep really. But never mind, it's a week ago. We're back as though we've never even been out there. Right, I'll not hold it. I'll let you get down the list, and I shall catch you, as they say, Graham, further down the log from 2E1GFL.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Dennis. Always great to hear from you, sir. And I'm glad you're home safe and sound. And yeah, you know, it doesn't take too long after a holiday once you're back home to think, oh, it's been a long, long time since we've had the holiday. But you know, I know you had a great time there, so that's brilliant. So well done. So okay, we'll say 73 to 2E1GFL, and let's go to the step number 2 on the podium. And Declan's been there once or twice, not too often, but how's it on step number 2 there, Declan? 2 Whiskey Zero, Kilo Yankee Hotel. Welcome, Declan. Happy Friday. And the microphone, it's all yours.
Okay, from 2 Whiskey Zero, Kilo Yankee Hotel. Hello there, Graham. Well, not all too much to say this week. It was just a case of not being still at my 100% just yet. Although I will say I am recovering from the illness that I've been down with for the last week and a half or so. I feel like I had it worse over last weekend, but I've been getting better throughout this week. But still not quite back on my optimal form just yet. Hopefully, going from next week, I'll be able to take over my rightful spot back at the top once again. Hi. But we shall see. My sixth form is still going well. A-level lessons are still understandable, and we're coming quite close now to a point in the year where we really need to start focusing on revision and need to really get our heads down and focus on the work at hand. But I feel like when that time comes, I'll be able to handle that really well. Just getting on it early, I'll perhaps probably start doing a bit of focus revision over the half-term holiday, which I've got starting end of next week. So I've got one more week in school before half-term, which I'll probably use to obviously unwind, but also to begin my revision while I can. I'm going to quickly reset. Okay, from 2 Whiskey Zero, Kilo Yankee Hotel, returning. So that's how the lessons have been in school this week. I went on a school trip. Well, not particularly a school trip, but more so like a Sarin Academy scholar trip down to Exeter University as part of the university visits that they're putting on that gives us a bit more experience of university life. So I went down there on Wednesday, and that went really well. It was really useful for me. We got to speak to current students of the Exeter University, and we also got to find out a lot more about what it's like down in Exeter, like what sort of courses they have on offer, and we also had a little workshop on how to pick a course that's right for you as well. which I think is really helpful. And that ability to know what to do, how to approach it, can be taken away and applied to other universities, even though I will admit that I don't really particularly have too much intention of applying to go to Exeter University, just simply because the courses that they have on offer aren't particularly down my alley. But still very interesting to look at what they've got on offer and to take in the valuable information that can take that away and apply that to my ever continuing search to find something that I'm certain about. Hi. Well, anyway, thank you very much for taking my check-in there, Graham. Happy Valentine's Day to you and Helen and to everyone out there as well. And I've heard from my mum passing a message on to me from what Helen has told her that the gifts that you've gotten, Helen, this year have been really great. So well done on that one, Graham, and absolutely incredible. I'll quickly reset once again. Yeah, from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel returning. And yeah, hope everyone has a great weekend. And that's about all from me. So I'll go ahead and pass it back to you, Graham. GM0UUB from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel.
Well, very good, Declan. Well, thanks as always for taking the time to step into the net, and always great to have a wee catch up with you here, sir. That's for sure, and they still can hear that little bit of a bug in the throat, but glad it's getting better. You know, the bugs are going around the UK. I don't know if it's happening same across the pond there, but certainly the bugs this year have been, hanging on. It takes a long time to shake them off, and very often they'll have a wee resurgence and come back, and after a couple of weeks, my kind of week off just now is actually not the bug. It's because I've still got flowers in the room. I really should move them out. I really should. But sometimes I wonder if it's just because I can see them. But I think it is actually really affecting me. So, but anyway, Declan, I hope your continued recovery carries on and you get back to your absolutely normal self there. And fine business on the A-level focused revision and everything else coming up. Important time of the year, but as you say, you can handle it. I know you've got a marvelous, method of, looking at, time management and making sure you kind of focus on things right and everything else. And I'm not going to tell you any more stories of me in my younger days, and not just because you've already heard them, but also starting to forget them. So. But anyway, I wish I had the same kind of dedication and time management that you managed to do. So well done. Okay. And yeah, it's even if you're not planning going somewhere, it's always good to go for a wee day trip out, and especially if you manage to talk to, like you say, you talk to the students at Exeter there, and hear their experiences and maybe what they learned and things they might have wanted to know before they made their choices. So you can learn from just talking to people and everything else there. So Declan, thank you so much. It's great to hear from you, sir. Keep up the good work, keep in touch, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again very soon. So we'll say 73 to 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. And let's go and see what's happening with DJ Dave. We find him in Calgary, in Alberta. That's in Canada. Also known as Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor. Dave, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day to you and Heather. And Dave, the microphone, it's all yours.
Well, Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor returning. Good evening. Well, good evening, Graham. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon from a chilly Calgary. What can I say? Real tired of this cold snap, but so they're saying we'll be above freezing finally. I think by Thursday of next week, I'll see that. I'll believe when I see it type thing. But we'll see how it goes. Other than that, happy Valentine's Day all the way around. Hey, speaking of which, Heather, I'm taking Heather to dinner. We haven't been out for dinner on as really. It's always expensive. Well, not expensive, crazy busy, what have you. But we're going to a local hotel there that's putting on a prime rib buffet. So that's what's going on. So there you go. Other than that, not much more to really yak about. I can't even bring the scooter out for a spin because it's been too darn cold. So, oh well, those days are coming. Then I'll be ripping up the sidewalks and scaring everybody and all, whatever. It's all good. Everyone take care of both of you and Helen. Seriously. Have a great weekend and a week ahead. And of course, I'll be doing my thing on a Monday there for the Higher End Friendship Net on our main system there with ORF and, of course, licensed, non-licensed operators are invited. Everyone's welcome back to Net Control.
Well, thank you so much, Dave. And, I just kind of figured out as time went on exactly what you said there, because I heard something different. Towards the beginning of your over, I thought you said, speaking of the witch, Heather, blah, blah, and I'm going, what? What did you just call Heather on Valentine's Day? And then I realized, no, I think what you actually said was, speaking of which, Heather was so I just caught the wrong idea there, Dave. So apologies. I'm sure only my ears heard it, but I thought I'd just mention it in case anyone else's ears kind of picked it up that way as well. Maybe it's just the way I'm interpreting things today. I'm not too sure. But anyway, Dave, I had a quick question for you out there in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And with all the frosty weather and everything, and of course, the situation of a certain Winter Olympics some decades ago now. So what's all the kind of ski slopes like around there? I know you don't go much skiing yourself, but are all the ski resorts open and they happy and lots and lots of snow with all this kind of cold weather? Anyway, Dave, there's just a quick tourist information question for you there, sir, if you don't mind. VE6DCV from GM0UUB, Net Control for Ident. Back to you, sir.
Victor Echo 6, Delta Charlie, Victor returning. Oh boy, if I called Heather a witch, I'd be in trouble. No. Let me tell you, she's laughing about that one. Yeah, oh yeah, the mountains, the ski resorts, they're open and they are happy. No, I only tried downhill skiing once, and I'll never forget that day. And it was around my high school days, and yeah, pointed them skis directly down that mountain, and away I went. Well, I think I hurt myself. I'm still here to talk about it. But there you go. Oh yes, and I'm sure people are loving it. But there you go. I mean, really, I don't like the cold. But I mean, hey, born and raised here in Calgary, so we have to grin and bear it. Back to Net Control. As I said, everyone have a great weekend. Here we are once again. I don't know. Certainly going by quick, and I think we got to turn our clocks ahead here at some point. I don't want to think about that one. That thought makes me shudder. Back to Net Control.
Hey, Dave, no, don't talk about clock changes. I hate that. Trying to coordinate all the posts to advertise the various nets we have in the IRN. Oh, man, I'll tell you. Anyway, no problem at all. Well, Dave, it's always a pleasure and glad to know that all your ski resorts are open, loud and proud. I don't do skiing myself. I've done some sledging, but I've never been on skis or even the snowboards and everything. I've never tried that whatsoever. But I think we've got, I think it's 5 main kind of ski resorts here in Scotland, and I think they're all kind of suffering with the lack of snow. So there we go. Normally this time of year they'll be, flying down, but I think there's a few slopes open with kind of artificial snow and everything. But well, there we go. But it's not my loss. It's not, like I say, I've never gone skiing. It's not my thing. But anyway, in the meantime, Dave, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. And we'll say 73 to you only after we ask you to give Heather their lovely Scottish name a wee Scottish squeeze from myself and Helen. A wee special Valentine's squeeze as well. Why not? Share the love. That's what I say. And we'll say 73 to Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor and move on to our friend Dwayne out there in Danville, Illinois. N9ZIV. Dwayne, welcome, sir. It's been a while. Happy Friday. And Dwayne, the mic is yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Graham. Good to hear you today. I have a little bit of a cold, as you can tell. Sinus infection. Excuse me. But hang in there, hang in there. Yeah. Anyway, it's about 0 degrees Celsius. We have about I'd say we have about maybe a quarter inch of that snow on the ground. Not a lot. I don't know. I've been playing on the low band lately. Taking bass and playing on the low band, the HF, whatever. Listening to music. Listening to music like that. Anyway, I'm down by day all in one. Tell Queen Ellen hello. And yeah. Oh, that's the Queen's out there. And Queen rest in peace. And God bless America. Back to you, Mr. Graham. Good night, ZIV.
N9ZIV from GM0UUB. Well, Dwayne, thank you so much. It's always great to hear you, sir. It really is. And yeah, I'm fine. And thanks for sharing all these things and your kind thoughts. And yeah, I think your temperatures are kind of close to ours. You said 2 degrees. We're 1 degree centigrade just now. I think we're going to be into freezing overnight. So, but anyway, not too bad. Not too bad. We have had quite little rain, actually, very little rain around. It's been quite dry, it's been nice, and as long as you get well wrapped up, it's nice to take the dog out for a walk, and yeah, you know, it's a wee bit of blue sky here and there, mainly cloudy, but hey, listen, that's okay, I'll take that for this time of year. And Dwayne, yeah, cold bug, you know, I think this side of the pond and your side of the pond, I think the bugs are kind of making their way around everybody, and they hang on, and yeah, so anyway, I hope you just stay safe and warm, sir, and drink plenty of fluids, and take a rest, and you'll go over that cold bug really quick, I am sure. But Dwayne, it's always great to talk to you, sir. You take care, have yourself a wonderful weekend, stay safe, stay well, and we'll talk to you again awfully soon there, Dwayne, so you take care. We'll say 73 to N9ZIV, and with that, let's come all the way back across to this side of the pond. Goodness, this is hard work. Right, now we're in the UK and we're going to go to England and the land of the crooks. I haven't said that for a while there, Brian, so I just had to say it. G7OCK, we find him there in that particular land. Happy Friday, Brian, and welcome. Always great to hear from you, sir. The microphone, it's all yours.
Well, happy Friday to yourself, Graham, and happy Friday to the good lady, and I hope she's been spoiled rotten on Valentine's Day, man, because if she hasn't, tell it, let us know, we'll come up and sort you out. But yeah, and I'll let you off with a crook jig. Little jab again, once more. but not very often. But I'm feeling generous this evening, so we'll let you off this evening. So how's that? From Golf 7 Oscar Charlie Kilo.
Golf 7 Oscar Charlie Kilo, feeling generous. Sorry about the wee delay in coming back to you. Just sent you an email. It's got my sort code and account number, and let's see how much you're feeling generous. Hi, only kidding, of course. Anyway, Brian, no, it's great to hear you there, sir. It really is, and well, I think she has been pretty well spoiled, and so have I. She did a wonderful, lovely card. For me, it was like, I got a kind of card obviously out the shop and just wrote on it and everything else. But no, she of course made me one with her artistic talent, and it's a watercolor painting and everything else. And she's truly amazing. She really is. And I think she's happy. She's got a couple of things there that she never even knew she wanted. But having said that, we kind of got them together, because sometimes if I go and surprise with something, she'll say, "Oh, that's wonderful," and you go, "Does she mean that?" But of course, if we go out and jointly buy something, of course, if she's part of the choice, we know she's going to enjoy it. So there we go. So I think she's happy. But anyway, Brian, do you have anything else for us? Any kind of plans? Anything come up in your local a radio club there? Any kind of activities or events planned for the upcoming springtime? G7OCK, I'll just throw it back to you one more time.
Yes, Graham, we're on sorting out the details for the school science week events that we're doing, which will be 3 weeks on Monday, if I've got the calendar worked out correctly, before we start. 10th of March, 10th of March we start. So that's when we'll be starting with the science week stuff for the school. We're operating for 5 days, 4 different schools, so it should be quite busy and quite interesting, the same as normal. So we've got to get all the cobwebs off the special event equipment and hope for the best, and see what sort of mishaps we can create this year. From Golf 7 Oscar Charlie Kilo.
Oh, thank you so much, Brian. I can't believe it's that time already for School Science Week. Goodness me. I do remember the last time it was absolutely cracking, and I managed to talk to a few youngsters and some of the teachers. And the youngsters are more kind of confident and out there. And some of the teachers were like, "Oh, what do I do with a microphone?" Put them in front of the class and they're absolutely fine. But they give them a microphone, it's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" But no, it was great fun. Just great fun listening to you guys doing what you do, and hearing the hustle and the bustle in the background. So, no, have a fantastic time. I know you put a lot of effort, and it doesn't just come awfully easy. It takes a lot of work. So, thanks for doing that. Really do appreciate that. And I'll be looking forward to at least listening, if not giving a wee check from time to time as well. So good stuff. And I know you'll be posting up on the Extended Freedom Network Facebook page and the Barrack page, and feel free to post up anything on the Network page as well about it. We're all connected together. So look forward to that. But time is flying by. It's only 313 days to Christmas. Goodness me, I just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, Brian, thank you so much. You take care, sir. Have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe, stay well. Look forward to speaking to you again awfully soon. So 73 to G7OCK. And with that, we're staying in the G7s and we're going to MBH. Just his neighbour out there in Durham. And it is, of course, Mike. Mike, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. And the microphone, it's all yours.
7 Mike Bravo Hotel returning. Good evening, Graham. Thanks for letting me in. Always lovely to be part of this net on a Friday evening. Hope you're well. Everything's cool and hoopy over here. Been playing some noisy rock and roll at school this evening, and have the joy of my two sons having a bit of a chat behind me, which you can probably hear in the background. And little Pooch, little Max, is as well as ever, and bouncing around happily, especially when there's food available. So he's still a very happy chap, which is extremely good news. And compliments of the day to yourself and to Helen. I hope you've had a good day, and I hope you enjoyed the fish and chips last weekend for her birthday. It was nice hearing you on the Sunday evening net that I came in just after you. Back to you from G7MBH.
Very good, Mike. Well, first of all, thanks for your comments there. Really do appreciate that. And of course for the Max report, that's always good. And your school report as well. And it sounds like you're having some fun with the music and the kids there. So always great to hear about that. And I don't know if you've anything coming up that you're practicing for or anything. But no, thanks for all that. And yeah, the fish and chips last week. Of course, we went to Anstruther, which is it's got this world famous fish and chip bar. Although, having said that, over the last year, maybe even up to 2 years, the reviews coming from that hasn't been that great. But there's another two fish and chip shops in Anstruther that they have glowing reviews, and they still do. And there's one in particular. It's called the Waterfront, and we go to that whenever we're in the area. And honestly, it's just absolutely fantastic. Of course, the fish is fresh out there. Anstruther, it's a harbour, a fishing village, and it brings in some of the freshest and the best haddock that you can get. And yeah, these guys know what they're doing, and that's just amazing. So yeah, I do like a good fish and chips, and you definitely get an excellent world-class one there. So there we go. So we certainly enjoyed that, and of course that was more for Helen's birthday, because of course her birthday was just before Valentine's there. So yeah, we kind of combine an awful lot of things. My birthday's later this month, so February's kind of a busy month for just having the excuses for going out and eating far too much. How about that there, Mike? G7MBH, back to you for any final comments from GM0UUB Friday.
Mike Bravo Hotel returning. Yeah, fine on that, all copied, and sounds lovely. It's we've just had our own battered food festival this evening. My older son's back home from London for a week, so we made my own beer batter, and we've had fish and chips basically, and black pudding and battered sausage as well. So gone the whole hog, which was quite nice and very pleasant indeed. And fine on Anstruther. Yeah, we keep the caravan just outside Hawes, which is miles from the sea, but the chippy in Hawes is absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. So that's a treat that we have once the caravan site's open, which will be in a few weeks' time, about 5 or 6 weeks' time, I think. Thank you for letting me in. Have a lovely rest of the evening, and 73s to anybody and everybody who can hear me. And speak again soon. G7MBH, standing by.
Very good. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to stop by once again there, Mike. Always great to hear from you. And I think I did mention last week I was just doing some repairs in our caravan before we headed off. I was going to go and test a few things, but well, I did a repair just before Christmas there, probably quite a bit before Christmas, and our boiler broke down, so it needed a new kind of motor stroke fan. It's a tiny part with a wee plastic fan and a small circuit board, and it costs hundreds of pounds. It's quite incredible. It really is. And anyway, I managed to fit that myself, but because we haven't used the caravan since then, it's never been tested. And so I was going to test it last week, and I've tried, but you have to fill up the water tank with water before you can turn the heater on and everything else. And the pump had broken, so I had to get a new pump. So that arrived yesterday, so I fitted it all up today. and glad to say that they turned everything on, and everything works. The water heats up, and the actual air blow heater works, and yeah, the water pump, the new one, works, of course, and yeah, so it's all there. So yeah, it's all been tested. Now we just have to wash the thing. It's kind of got a little bit kind of grubby on the outside, of course, sitting there over the winter time. So we will get it all scrubbed up, and once the warmer, well, slightly warmer weather comes, we'll be heading out on the road. Good stuff. Anyway, Mike, thank you so much, and you take care and have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay well. We'll say 73 to G7MBH. And with that, let's go and see what's happening out there in Oklahoma. There we find our friend Will, also known as Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Whiskey November. Will, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. The microphone, sir, it's all yours.
Good afternoon, Graham. Good evening. Just finishing up a little bit of supper, having a little bit of fish and chips, as you call it. Not doing too much here. So it's 42 degrees, going up to a high of 52. That's Fahrenheit. So anyway, it's been a lot cooler here. We got some sleet on Sunday. So anyway, back over there to you, Graham. This is KJ5, Golf Whiskey November.
Thank you so much, Will. It's always great to hear from you, sir. It really is. Thanks for taking the time to stop by. And hey, listen, it sounds like fish and chips is the order of the day. So yeah, I think I don't. Does anybody not like kind of deep fried fish and batter? I'm not too sure. Somebody will come in and say no, not for me. But no, it's always a favourite over here. That's for sure. But anyway, Will, you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks again for being here. Really do appreciate that. And stay safe and stay well. And we'll look forward to speaking to you again very soon. So in the meantime, we'll say 73 to KJ5 GWN. Now let's come all the way back across the pond, back to here again. Man, I'll tell you, this is tiring. This must be keeping me fit. And we'll find Thomas. He's Mike 7 Lima Golf Mike. Thomas, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. And Thomas, the mic is yours.
M7LGM Thomas. Yeah, we just a couple of days been messing around with the SWR analyzer. Yeah, we sort of first time we've used it. So yeah, we've sort of been playing around with it. With yes, we tried it with the window pass-through, and we tried it without. And yeah, it's got much higher SWR when we have the window pass-through versus just opening the window and plugging it directly to the analyzer. So yeah, I've sort of been going through the various frequencies and making notes. So yeah, another day I'll work out what to do and everything. But yeah, we sort of managed to write a few things down, and yeah, back to you.
Yeah, we phantom key up there. That's always a good thing. Thomas, well, thank you so much. And yeah, well, you know, it does take a little bit of time, doesn't it? Just trying the different kind of setups and measurements. And yeah, I'm glad to hear you're writing things down. Now, I've not played with antennas for a long time, but I do remember thinking, you know, doing a wee bit of an adjustment and take a reading of something, and then you go away and say, hey, I'll just do another readjustment here. And you take the reading and you go, what was the previous reading? Oh, I forget. All right, okay, let's do it all again. So yeah, write them down. Good idea, sir. Good idea. Go and remind us there, Thomas, what antenna are you messing about with there? M7LGM. Back to you, sir.
M7LGM. Yeah, so we've got an end-fed half-wave setup, about 66 foot. Dad cut it to roughly the right size. So I did find it changed when we fitted the window pass-throughs. They're just a thinner piece, so it means you can close the window fully. I think one end's about 10 foot up, the other end's about 16 feet up. I think there's some sort of joist or something from my old conservatory. Then we got the lowest setting because Dad was worried when it was windy. But we've just been playing around with it because we noticed the SWR was high with the window pass-through. So it might be that the window pass-throughs are a problem. Back over to you.
Okay, Thomas. Well, I've been in amateur radio land for many years, and as far as window pass through is concerned, in my world, it's just been drilling a hole. so can you just very quickly, because this is actually maybe it's just my ignorance, maybe I've missed something, I've missed the boat altogether. But what is a window pass through? Obviously, is to get the coax through the window. Is that without having to drill a hole? Honestly, it sounds like a new kind of gadget or gizmo to me. So, Thomas, can you just tell us a little bit more? Just one more time. Back to you, my friend. M7LGM, please go ahead.
M7LGM. Yes, so a window pass-through is like a thinner piece of coax, a bit like a pigtail or something, but sort of a thinner, sort of more flatter piece of coax that just so you can close the window fully and not have to have the window open or draw any holes. I know in America they tend to have some more sliding windows, and so they can sort of just have a block of wood or a block of something and do it that way. But here with all our windows are sort of angled ones, so we can't do that. We could drill a hole, but we might be moving around where the shack is. So he didn't want to go drilling holes if we're going to move where the setup is. Back over to you.
Very good, Thomas. Phil, listen, I'm learning something all the time. I've never heard of that, and it sounds like a kind of flattened piece of coax that you can close the window and everything else. But I would always be kind of worried if you're going to have kind of flattened coax, and obviously the width of the line inside is going to be kind of squashed and squished. It might cause a little bit of resistance, hence high SWR. But anyway, always good to experiment. That's what it's all about. And keep up the good work. Let us know if you get something that worked really well with that Windows pass-through setup there. Like I say, I've never heard of it there, Thomas. Absolutely never heard of it. And could have saved an awful lot of drilling over the years if there was a successful option. But good stuff. Well, thank you, Thomas. And I've said it before, you're always experimenting with something, doing something new. And, it's always good to share because many of us, and well, certainly me, I'm learning things from you as you're developing in the hobby. So thanks for being there, Thomas. Really appreciate that. So you take care, you and your dad, and tell your dad he's far too quiet. He should check in. And but it's always great to know he's there, and it's great to have you on here. And we'll say 73 in the meantime to M7LGM. Thanks again, Thomas. Have a great weekend, sir. Stay safe. And let's go to Calgary, Alberta, and that is where we find our friend Cliff. Victor Echo 6, Papa Lima Charlie. Cliff, welcome to the net, sir. A happy Friday to you. How are you? And how's Cinders? And well, anyway, it's all over to you, sir. The mic is yours.
Right.
Good evening to you and Helen and Matt. Yes, I've used the pass-throughs at my dad's place. I got two of them, one for the VHF feed and one for the HF feed. And going through the door out to the outside. And it works, they all seem to work quite well. And the door closes nicely and keeps the cold air out. It's minus 18 Celsius today here in Calgary for a high. And so yeah, the pass-through helps get the coax out. The door closes nicely, seals up good, keeps the cold air out, and the RF seems to get out just fine from the radio. So that's my experience with the flat pass-through. Seems to be okay. Cinders was just in my lap. She just got up and went for a drink. I'm in the recliner with her in my lap, and so that's why I thought I'd jump in early, because chances are when we're in the recliner, I'm going to nod off. So I figured, yeah, get in early on the first round and avoid nodding off and missing the rest of the net. She's doing fine. I'm doing fine. I had to repair the microwave again this morning. The door interlock switches. There's 3 micro switches in the door interlock system. One of the switches was stuck closed when you powered up the microwave. It blew the fuse because it thought the door was not properly engaged. Safety feature, and that's fine, but it's a bit of a nuisance. Anyhow, I took it apart and replaced the switch. It was just, so I went ahead and replaced it and microwave back in order, made my tea, and about the time the tea was heated, I got a call from my one client. The doctor's office had to go fix the computer. And it turns out it somehow got turned off, hit the power button, and it came to life and everything was fine. So that's been my day so far. Back to you, Graham, from B6 PLC.
Very good, Cliff, and I totally understand about the whole kind of recliner situation. Once you're in a comfy seat, and especially if you've maybe a warm critter on your lap purring away as well, and you just feel awfully cozy, and it really doesn't matter what's going on around you. It could be a fantastic net or a really good program on the television. Yeah, the big kind of sleep monster can just kind of take hold of you, and that's you. You're off. So anyway, no problem at all. Well, I'm glad you managed to check in the first round, just in case. It's always great to hear from you there, sir. It really is, and fine business and getting the microwave sorted there. And nice to hear the Cinders report. I'm glad she's doing fine as well. And a high, I think you said a high of minus 18 degrees centigrade. Man, I'll tell you, we had a high of, I think, 7 degrees centigrade today. And I think we're going to just maybe hit the freezing overnight. But yes, we're kind of hovering these days. We're kind of, for a few days now, and I think for a few days to come, we're going to be hovering between freezing overnight and maybe 5 to 7 degrees centigrade during the day. So, but as I reported earlier, not too much snow whatsoever. We've been kind of getting off with it quite lightly, I have to say. So, is this the kind of usual temperature, or is it a little bit different to what you'd expect this time of year? A high of minus 18 degrees centigrade. Is that kind of usual or a little bit more unusual? Cliff, back to you, sir. VE6 PLC from GM0UUB for ID.
Well, then average would be around 0 for this time of year. So we're well below the average. And it looks like it's going to stay like this until next Friday. Next Friday we should be around 0 mark. But yeah, we're in for another week of well below normal or average temperatures. And we also had some snow this morning, so we've had enough snow this year that they're saying we're already at a level of more moisture than what we've had the last few years. And they're thinking that may help for the upcoming forest fire season. So hopefully we'll continue with some more moisture, and we'll have less trouble with the fires this year coming up. Back to you, Graham, from B6 PLC.
Very good, Cliff. Well, that would certainly be a very good thing if this unusually low temperatures and the higher moisture actually is kind of mitigating the impact of the fire season. So that would certainly be a good thing, that's for sure. So Cliff, it's always a pleasure, sir. We love to hear from you and hear about cinders and everything that's going on there. So you take care and just relax, get that recliner nice and back. You've now checked in, sir. You've done your job for the day, and cinders is there purring away. Just let that sleep monster take over. And or maybe, I don't know, we just don't know who's going to check in. They might be so exciting, they'll keep you awake forever. So Cliff, you just never know. But sir, thank you so much, and you take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay well. I would look forward to speaking to you again soon. We'll say 73 to VE6 PLC. And with that, it does bring me down to the bottom of the list. So once again, folks, this is Golf Mike 0 Uniform Bravo Net Control for the International Radio Network's KB1 Multimode Net. This Friday is the 14th, it's Valentine's Day of February 2025. 313 days to Christmas. Hi. Anyway, folks, if you want to check in, you know what to do. It's your call sign, slowly, phonetically, and twice. Please call now.
Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Delta Bravo. That's Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Delta Bravo. Good evening, Graham.
Mike 0 Romeo Kilowatt November, Carrying Motherwell.
KGC Ray in India.
November 4 Romeo Alpha India N4 RAI.
6 p.m.
The temperature is -13 Celsius.
Leon Bravo 2, Oscar Kilo.
We do have, in reverse order, November 4, Romeo Alpha India. That's Gregory out there in Alabama, I think it is. Good to see you once again there, sir. And we've got Ray in Evansville, Indiana, N9KGC. We've got Mike 0, Romeo Kilo, November. I've written it down as Mike 7, but I'll sort that shortly. That's Carrie here in Scotland. 280 EVP, that's Martin. Martin, you're on the list. M7PNO. And you're kind of trampled on, but Bex, I managed to pull you out.
Me too.
Anyway, Bex, you're on the list.
Echo
And
Winter
Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Delta Bravo. Doug, you're at the top of the list. Was there anyone else trying to check in on this particular round? And I will leave a little pause to see if there's anyone on Echo or Digital that needs that little more space to check in. Please call again now.
Mike 7 Tango Sierra Sierra. Mike 7 Tango Sierra Sierra. Simon in England.
Victor
Kilo 4
Kilo India
Alpha
7, Papa
Victor
Kilo Lima,
November.
AI 7.
Victor Kilo 4 Alpha Victor November. Alan from Queensland, Australia.
Okay, very good. I'll tell you who I have added after we had N4 RAI, Greg there. We have Simon, M7 Tango Sierra Sierra. A little bit noisy, but Simon, you're definitely there. Victor Kilo 4 Alpha Victor November. Alan, good to see you there once again. And KI7 PKL, that is of course Rock and Roy, all the way from Portland, Oregon. So Roy, you're on the list. Okay, folks, let's run up to the top of this list, and there we find Doug. That is, of course, Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Delta Bravo. Doug, welcome, sir. Happy Friday and happy Valentine's Day. And how are you and yours? The microphone, it's all yours, Doug.
Golf Mike 0 Uniform Bravo. Here is Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Delta Bravo. Hello, Graham and Helen. And everyone else listening, I hope all is well. We had a a quiet day today. Didn't get out too much. Had more snow to shovel. So yesterday we had another foot. You mentioned that you saw the picture that I posted on Facebook. Well, yesterday night we had another foot when we woke up yesterday morning. So I actually spent most of the morning cleaning that up, and I'm running out of space. It's about the pile is about 1.5 meters tall in the yard and on the boulevard, and higher in other places. And I don't know where I'm going to put it because we're going to get it again on the weekend. Where they're telling us that we'll get another 25, 30 centimeters over the weekend, which is just unbelievable. And we haven't had a thaw, so it's all accumulating. I'm going to drop for just a moment. This is VE3XDB. I think I mentioned we had a successful basketball event a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to be doing another one again, not tomorrow, but next weekend. So we're planning for that. I'm also involved in planning for a dinner on Shrove Tuesday, so that's in March, but that takes a lot of coordination because we usually get a couple hundred people at that. We're also planning a multicultural event over the next this year, so that'll be fun. We'll see how that goes. I've been on a little bit of CW lately, playing around, but not too much. Conditions haven't been super fantastic. Anyway, that's all the news from here. The IRNet is on Sunday night at 8 p.m. It's always fun. It was kind of quiet last week because I blame that on the Super Bowl, but it's always an interesting and fun net, Sunday at 8 p.m. Back to you, Graham, from VE3XDB.
Well, thank you so much, Doug. Always a pleasure to talk to you, sir, and thanks for all you do for the International Radio Network as one of our admins and net control operators as well. But Doug, I've got my nosy nose on, so I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, maybe not a question, but more a suggestion. I mean, if you and I presume your neighbours also have 1.5 meters, 2 meters high banks of snow there and everything else. Why don't you all kind of combine and roll it all up together and make a huge, giant snowman at a local park, or maybe even a couple of football teams? Just roll them all up and make loads and loads of snowmen somewhere, or just one or several big, giant ones. I'm only kidding, sir. But hey, listen, if you do, that would be fun. And that my second nosy question is, when you say we are planning this event here and this event there, I know you take part in various community things and everything else, and volunteering, whatever. So is this a kind of a community group that plans all these events and gets people together and do some celebrations and different things? And that's what you're part of. I'm just being nosy there. VE3XDB from GM0UUB for ident. Back to you, Dave. Doug.
Oh, yes, Graham. Well, you know what? In this neighborhood, a lot of folks have snow blowers. As you know, some of them have the big monster gas-powered ones that clear out the the pile quickly. I have a little electric one that I use, but it's no match for the when the plow comes down the street and leaves a 4-foot pile in front of your driveway. So yeah, the events are all done by different folks. So Taco Fest is done by the Community Support Connections, and I'm on the board of that charity. That's Meals on Wheels here in Kitchener-Waterloo area. So that's that. The basketball is done by the Knights of Columbus, and I've been a member of them for 45 years. And the Shrove Tuesday dinner and the multicultural event are through our church. So that's so it's different groups. I'm involved with a number of different things. Back to you, Graham, from VE3XDB.
Oh, that's fantastic, Doug. It really is. And, you know, I used to be more involved in various groups and churches and things in the past. But I have to say, you know, since I retired, it's been over 3 years now. So I've got more time on my hands to perhaps do more things, and I really haven't taken up the opportunity. I do a lot of thinking about it, just haven't quite. But having said that, I do find that my time does pass awful quick as well. So just one of those things. And my time management isn't the same as some others. Yeah, I'm too much of a procrastinator. Put it off, mañana. So there we go. But maybe someday. And but anyway, in the meantime, thank you so much, Doug, and thank you for mentioning your Sunday net. A great place to be. Go and check out all the details, folks, and all the w's.irn.radio. And just a quick interlude here with a bit more information. I usually do this at least once in the net. And that is just a wee reminder that the International Radio Network is two main systems. There's this one, the multimode system, with all the various analog and digital connections that we're on just now for licensed-only operators. But we do have many, many members, and have done for years, that are non-licensed on the International Radio Network. And we have a system of channels that are on TeamSpeak and Zello. And we link them all up, and we do various nets, and people can learn about amateur radio and its etiquette and net etiquette and different things, and have some fun. And many people go on and achieve their licenses as a result of that. So there we go. And Doug does the non-RF Sunday net. So we go and check him out. Licensed and non-licensed are welcome. So there we go. Done the plug, and we'll say 73 to you, Doug. Thank you so much. You and yours have a fantastic weekend. Please stay safe, stay well. And Doug, I know we'll speak again very soon. 73 to VE3XDB, and let's say hi to Mike 7 Kilo, November Oscar. Now, I didn't hear too much of the call there, Bex, so I'm hoping it's you. I kind of just put in your call sign, going by your voice. You're kind of getting trampled on, so hopefully it's you there, Bex, M7KNO. If you're there, happy Friday, and the microphone, it's all yours.
GM0UUB from M7KNO. I just can hear me great before I continue.
Well, nothing heard from Bex, so we'll just move on to Martin. Of course, Bex, we can hear you. People know by now. You don't ask me that question. You know, I'll just give you the stock answer of, no, I can't hear you. Yeah, Bex, you were a wee bit broken. There's a couple of dropouts, but nothing bad. We can copy you pretty well. So please go ahead. M7KNO, the mic is yours.
M7KNO returning. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to note for the first time tonight, which is I probably got trampled all over on the podium. Declan coming in behind me, and you didn't hear me at all again later on. So, yeah, obviously, but it doesn't break through. I haven't got to fix that one, or maybe it's just nodes. It's working, and I did it all myself, so that's a bonus. And yeah, other than that, we've had a fairly busy week. It's still that time of year for hockey. I've got into tomorrow. I don't normally against top of the league. Not sure. Hear any things in the program? It may be chess TV, watching YouTube, pet service, twin watches all the animals on there, and every now and then to the point where he'll go up to the TV and start really giving it large. Fascinated with the TV. So other than that, I think that's generally that it's been funny. We've had a fairly good week. Back to you, Graham.
Very good, Bex. M7KNO from GM0UUB. Well, Bex, you're definitely connected. You're coming through, I see, from the YSF 31320 there. And no problem at all, except there is a lot of dropouts. There's a lot of break in your audio there. So we're getting a few words, and you go down for a couple of seconds, come back up again, and so on and so forth. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle, you know, with your whole transmission kind of back together again. I think you were talking about Chester. We've been watching some YouTube and TV and other animals and getting all excited about that. I think you've got a hockey match tomorrow. I picked that one up and everything else. But do not adjust your hotspot. It might not be you. Sometimes we have to kind of reboot the connection. So it could well be that the IRN's YSF connection just needs a little bit of a reboot there. So do not adjust. Your settings are all correct. So don't worry about that. But what it's telling me is we need to go and maybe just do a wee reboot of our digital master server there and just make sure everything's doing okay. So anyway, Bex, with that, I'll put it back to you. Like I say, you're making the trip, no problem at all. And any dropouts could well be our system just needing a little bit of a wee kicking there, if you know what I mean. M7KNO, back to you for any final thoughts.
Okay, no returning. Well, thanks for that, Graham. And yeah, it's been I think it's great to have it up and running and using a handheld. So is your end not? But I can always go T320 if it's an issue. No, returning to GM0UUB.
Oh, thank you, Bex. Hey, listen, the first half of that transmission was much, much better, then it started to drop off again. Well, all I can say is, Bex, honestly, let us do our thing on this side before you make any adjustments, because I'm sure it'll be us. So unless there's any kind of internet thing with yourself, but if your teeth, oh, goodness me, let me just put my teeth back in. There we go. If your T320 is working fine through your internet, this should be just the same. So good stuff. Anyway, Bex, no problem at all. And if you missed anything, if you wanted to come back in with any other information, please feel free to give us a wee message on the game window there. I'm on NetLogger here. Or just check in again. But with it being a little bit broken, I'll say 73 right now, Bex, and thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. And like I say, the chances are it's more on our side, the dropouts, than yours. So do not adjust your system. We'll do a wee reboot over the next day or two and make sure everything's working fine. But like I say, Bex, if you want to check back in again later with any more information, please feel free to do so using the T320, and then we can hear you a little bit better. But Bex, in the meantime, I will say 73 to you, 73 to M7KNO. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, stay well, and we look forward to speaking to you again very soon. And with that, let's carry on down the list to Echo Zero, Echo Victor Papa. And that is, of course, our Martin out there in Englandshire somewhere. Are you out there mobiling? You never said so. So, Martin, how are you, sir? Welcome to the net. Happy Friday. And Martin, the mic is yours. Well, thank you so much, Martin, and thanks for your perseverance as well, getting in through the traffic there. And always great to talk to you, and thanks for all you do for amateur radio and with your WWARG as well. So I'm not too sure how you're linking today. Maybe you're coming through your Discord. I haven't checked the list of connections there, so I'm not too sure how you're connected today. Maybe you could let me know. But thanks for the information, and it's good to hear you're going to get back into doing nets. I know you do a fantastic job. And so that's Mondays on the WWARG, that's Whiskey Alpha Romeo Golf Conference server on Echolink, 9 p.m. UK time. So that will be 4 p.m. Eastern time, 2100 UTC. On a Monday, so good stuff. Anyway, Martin, anything else for us? And yeah, can you just quickly let me know how you're connecting today? Back to you, sir. Oh, it sounded like we had some kind of seagull check in there. Anyway, Martin, well, thank you. No, you're sounding great. Your audio levels are all working well and everything coming through from the Discord side. And no, it's great. So good stuff. Well, I look forward to it. I will do my best to check in on Monday. I'm always kind of getting things set up for our friendship night on a Monday as well, but that doesn't start till 10 p.m. So that gives me a chance. So good stuff. Okay, Martin. Well, congratulations on the start of a new net, and always exciting. And I look forward to hearing it and trying to get onto it. And as far as the Valentine's Day is concerned, yes, Helen's had some lovely flowers and some jewellery and everything else, and she was actually complaining we didn't get the chocolates, but I found some chocolates, so she's quite happy now. But they weren't specially bought for today. There we go. We can't. Hey, listen. If we were perfect all the time, it just makes us. I don't know. Just the standard. We have to say no. We can always improve. Anyway, Martin, you and yours have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a wonderful evening. Go enjoy the rest of your film and Netflix there and your Valentine's Day, and have a fantastic, fantastic time. So you take care, sir, and thanks again. We'll say 73 to 2E0EVB. And with that, let's just take a wee skip up across the border there into Scotland, and there we find our friend Carrie, Mike 0, Romeo Kilo November. I was reducing your license there. I don't know why I just typed in Mike 7 Romeo Kilo November. Doesn't come up with anything. And anyway, Carrie, there you go. MM0RKN from GM0UUB. Carrie, welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day. Carrie, the mic is yours.
MM0RKN returning. Yeah, good evening, Graham. And good evening, everybody on the net, and good day, everybody. And yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. And I'm glad to hear that Helen, Queen of Scotland's got lovely flowers and has been spoiled today. I also have been spoiled. I had cards and flowers and a big, massive bar of chocolate, so I'm a happy girl. Perfect Friday night with the big bar of chocolate and my radio, so I'm happy as Larry, as they say. Never Larry as that is. We've had quite a busy week. I can't believe that it's Friday again. And I think I've been following you around, but you've maybe been following me, who knows, but we've been checking into quite a few nets this week, Graham. Some of them were new nets for me. I've been taking advantage of the website that was mentioned last week. I think it was netbook.repeater or something like that. I can't quite remember. But I took a note of that last week on the net, and I've been using that, and it's been a really good website, and I've found a lot of really interesting nets. mainly kind of on Echolink, was how I've linked in, but it's been great, it's great fun, and nice to meet some new people as well along the way this week. And yeah, actually, this week, what else have we been doing? Young Scott joined our football club yesterday. He's so enthusiastic, he absolutely loved it. So I think now I'm going to be one of the mums standing at the pitch on a Saturday morning in the pouring rain and cold for 90 minutes. So I'm not looking forward to that, but I suppose it's and the needs, if that needs must, I must do it, I suppose. But yeah, I'll just have to take the radio along to keep myself amused while I watch. But it's always good to get them off the tablet for a little while, because kids these days are to be obsessed with screens. So we try and curb that a little bit as much as we can and get them out and active a little bit. A balance, as I say, is always good there. And yeah, I've been playing a little bit of FT8 as well. Conditions have been a little bit up and down on FT8 this week. I've had some surprising openings where I've maybe had a contact into China, and then the next thing, it's all went quiet, and there hasn't been that many contacts made stateside this week on FT8. So things aren't just quite as good as they were the previous week there, Graham. And I hope Helen also enjoyed her birthday there. GM0UUB-GRAHAM, returning it to GM0UUB.
Very good, Carrie. Well, thanks so much for for following me around. Or am I following you around? I'm not too sure. But you know what? It's something we often find. You know, you hear the same people on the various nets you go and check into. And yeah, that website that we were mentioning last week, it's netfinder.radio. So all the W's.netfinder.radio. And it's a fantastic resource. I would encourage anyone that enjoys participating in nets, and go there. You'll find some new nets you never knew happened, and it tells you what nets are on right now and what's coming up. And then there's a whole list of nets. So yeah, it takes a wee while to navigate around the website, but they're all there. I've put up this net, and that's on there. And yeah, and the various other nets I've managed to find is on there. So it's great. Actually, when I spoke about it on the Alaska Morning Net, I think last week was it, or maybe the week before, Rock and Roy's out there. Actually, Alaska Morning Net is on there, but of course we didn't see it when we signed in because we're in the second hour. So of course, when they say net's happening right now, after an hour, they disappear. So if your net was on for 2 hours or 3 hours, you won't see it. So right now, if you signed into it, you'll not see this net saying it's happening now. But we are. Anyway, it's all there. It's great to find new nets, that's for sure. And finding your big bar of chocolate, I think that's the only thing that Helen was kind of disappointed at. I never actually got her any kind of special chocolate today, but she had jewellery and flowers and everything else. No, she's a very happy woman. But yeah, she did mention the chocolate. So that was one thing. And I need to ask, I'll have to take a wee pip before I do this, Carrie. GM0UUB net control continuing. Carrie, well, yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, get the kids out of the house, away from the screens, and onto a pitch and play some football. Of course, the football you're talking about, for the people across the pond, it'll be soccer. But anyway, you'll be there at the weekends, maybe some evenings, on the pitch side mother, everything else. Now, Carrie, are you going to be somebody that's going to be kind of shouting at the referee and causing a little bit of harassment? Look, my boy was fouled there, you thing. I don't know, Gary. Are you going to behave yourself on the pitch side? That's the big question for the day. MM0RTN from GM0UUB.
MM0RTN returning. You know, Graham, I'm not actually too sure. You know what boys and their mums are like, you know, mothers and sons, as you say. Like, boy can do no wrong, so you never know. We need to just see how that all goes. anything's possible, you know, I'm usually quite calm and reserved, but when it does come to your child, that can change you completely. You know, you've got to protect that cub, as they say, aye. So I shall keep you posted on that one, Graham, as the months go by. Back to you in the net.
Very good, Carrie. Well, yeah, they just try and well, I suppose what my advice would be, as long as you don't get arrested, you haven't gone too far. Hi. Don't go and test it out too much there, Carrie. I'm sure you'll be fine. But no, it'd be a lot of fun, and you can imagine how the passions go and everything else. But my brother-in-law is actually I think he still does refereeing. But he was he was a kind of semi-professional referee, and they refereed in some of the lower leagues and everything else. But of course, some of the weekend leagues as well. And he's had a few stories about the people that he basically had to run to the car afterwards and drive away very quick because there was a posse of dads who were kind of on his case. So he's got a few stories, but I'm sure you'll behave yourself there, Carrie. But if you do end up in the nick in the jail, you know what? We'll just have a wee whip round and get the bail money and get you out. So there we go. Anyway, Carrie, you take care. Always a pleasure. We'll say 73 to MM0RKM. See you on some other net soon, Carrie. No problem at all. And let's move down the list to N9KGC. That's our friend Ray out there in Evansville, Indiana. Ray, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. And Ray, the mic is yours. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, hey, Graham, GM0UUB from N9KGC. Yeah, how's everything going there today? Hope everything's good. I sent you a picture earlier. I know it's busy with the net, but tonight or tomorrow you'll probably see a couple of pictures I sent you. And that thing was delivered today. I did not get the crate completely open, but I did do a brief inspection. I've taken the removable part off the top to look in there. And it's crated very well, much better than the other ones I've done in the past. It's bolted to the metal crate. It's hard to explain. I'll get better pictures of it. But anyway, it was a short day working today. Very short, really. And it is cold here. Oh my gosh, it's just a little above freezing. Just barely above freezing, about 33 degrees Fahrenheit. And in the next couple overnight, come in.
N9KGC, Ray from GM0UUB. Well, hopefully it's not my end, but anyway, your first 2/3 of your over there was absolutely fantastic, no problem whatsoever. Also gave me time to have a wee quick look and see that just less than 2 hours ago you had a delivery lorry land at your door there, and I can see the crate and the top and everything. So, hey, listen, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing it all kind of unwrapped and out there, and it's all full glory. Good stuff there, Ray. But then the last kind of third of your over there was very broken, so I'm not too sure why that is. If you're coming through the Zello side of things, I did reboot everything. Everything needs an update today, so I've updated everything, rebooted everything today, so it should be okay, but sometimes it just needs another kind of reboot after an update, so we'll just have to wait and see. But let's try again. Great, we'll throw it back to you. Like I say, we got the first 2/3, absolutely amazing, and then there was lots of dropouts. So let's try again. N9KGC, and I hope it's not me. This is GM0UUB net control. Back to you, Ray.
Okay, Graham. Well, I'll keep it real short. I'll keep this short. I hope everything's working now. I am on the Zello ZMR H51900, which usually works very good. I almost used All-Star tonight to connect, but I don't know why. For some reason, I grabbed this other network radio and figured I'd try it this way. So I hope you're copying this one. Back to you, Graham.
You know what, I'm not going to do my usual thing like, oh, nothing heard. No, that was perfect. No dropouts at all. So I think it was maybe just a wee glitch for about 20, 30 seconds and everything's back to normal. So, no, you're sounding great. So, no, well, you must be so excited. But yeah, I saw the pictures you sent me there. And just looking forward to getting you getting it over the weekend, kind of all pulled out the box proper, and yeah, look forward to seeing the pictures once it's actually properly unwrapped. So you'll be looking forward to getting out on the road there, sir. N9KGC, just one more time, Ray. We'll throw it back to you.
Oh, okay, Graham. Well, yeah, I'm glad to get this cleared up a little bit. It might have been on my end here. I don't know. But yeah, tomorrow all day. It's going to be a little cold, and I'm going to do most of it outside because that's where the box is. It's under my carport. But I'm going to try to spend most of tomorrow, most of the day, getting the crate apart. The crate unbolts. It's all steel. It's all metal. It all unbolts, and then when you're done with that, the frame of the bike is there, bolted to the bottom of the thing. So it's a little different than the other ones I've done, but I'll get it all figured out. And I don't know how much progress I'll make as far as really getting it completely assembled. I think I'll get halfway through it. I think that's the plan, get it halfway tomorrow. And I'll let you know. I'll send you some pictures or something. And then the following day or maybe next week, get it done the rest of the way, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm excited to get it together and see what it's all about. All right, I might not be listening through. I'm gonna get ready to leave in here. So even though I'm done for the day, I'm not home for the night. I'm going over to Jacqueline's house. I've been invited over there. This was planned way ahead of time. We're having dinner there at her house. So for Valentine's Day, I guess. So I'm going to be leaving here shortly, but I'll be listening for a little bit before I walk out the door. I'll give it back to you, Graham, back to Net Control from N9KGC.
Very good. Well, thank you, Ray. And what do you mean you guess? It is Valentine's Day, sir. Come on, get the Triumph hat off and put the Lover Boys hat on, and before you head over. But do enjoy the rest of your Valentine's Day there, sir. So I was going to, are you home for the day? And well, done for the day. You are done for the day, just about as far as work's concerned, of course, and but not home for the night. So. Anyway, you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day there, sir. And say hi to Jacqueline from myself and Helen. That would be amazing. And yeah, look forward to hearing progress reports and seeing them over the weekend if you possibly can. So Ray, always great to talk to you, sir. And yeah, it was just everything sounding great again. So just that wee short kind of few dropouts there. So nothing to worry about. So good stuff. Ray, take care, sir, and have a great weekend. We'll say 73 to N9KGC. Thanks, Ray. And with that, let's carry on down. We're going to see what's happening, Greg. So that is, of course, November 4, Romeo Alpha India. Greg, welcome once again, sir. It's great to see you again. And it's happy Friday to you. And the microphone, it's all yours. Please go ahead. Ask
GM0UUB, this is N4RAI. Good evening, Graham. Happy Valentine's Day to Helen and yourself. And I have some questions for you when you are ready, sir.
Questions? Goodness me, I don't know now. I feel like the spotlight's gone on and we have ways and means of making you talk. I'm not too sure. Go ahead with your questions, please, sir. No problem at all. N4RAI, back to you.
They are easy questions, so no need to sweat. Early days of this net, we chatted several times about coming to visit, and I believe the agreement was if I would bring you a nice bottle of my favorite whiskey, we would meet at a pub for a wee dram. Does that offer still stand? Yes or no?
Well, I love questions like this. These questions are wonderful. I thought it might have been a technical question. That kind of question, I think I do know the answer, and it's a big, big, huge, huge yes. Back to you, sir.
So the next two, what month or what time period would you recommend? We've had a couple different opinions. And the other question was lodging, and we've been told that there are bed and breakfast type houses, quite few are frequently found in Scotland, so that we were told other than the first night of arrival, do not book solid, just kind of let your feet take you where you want to go and find a place is pretty easy. You agree with that? And what month would you recommend, sir?
Well, you know, it really just depends on what exactly you're wanting to do. You know, it's if you want to get the kind of the best weather, as in like the least, the least. I don't know. It's so difficult to predict here in Scotland about when it's going to be the least, you know, the least amount of rain. Because yeah, it can be very, very wet over the summertime as well. But of course, it can be busy when the schools go off around July, August time. It can be quite busy as far as accommodation is concerned. So some people, when they visit, they prefer to come when maybe the children are still at school. It means that accommodation is a little bit more kind of available, and maybe some places you go aren't so busy. So you're maybe talking about you know, April, May, June, or maybe June. Or after August, but then after August the weather can get very, very cold. But it can be cold in June and July, August. So, but yeah, May or June, I would say is probably quite a good time. But if you don't mind it being busy with the schools off and everything else, but your options for accommodation will be a little bit less. Then you know, July, August is probably quite good as well as far as the weather's concerned. But you can never predict the weather here in Scotland. Back to you, sir.
That kind of matches. We have a friend that lives in the States now, but was originally from Peterhead. And he said before the middle of September, because the weather switches, and not only does it get colder, but the days get really short. So like I said, it's kind of an early planning stage at this point, but I would be really excited to be able to meet yourself and Helen with myself and XYL and possibly a couple of the boys. Somebody face to face that we've talked to from thousands of miles away.
No, that would be marvellous. We would both absolutely love that. Absolutely. So no problem at all. Well, all I can say is my email is good on QRZ. So please keep in touch. Ask any questions you like. And as far as accommodation is concerned, there's lots and lots of wonderful kind of options over here. So yeah, it really just depends. If there's a few of you, of course, there's always that kind of Airbnb option as well, which can be fantastic. It really depends on what sort of area or areas you want to cover while you're here. But anyway, my friend, like I say, email's good on QRZ. Please feel free to keep in touch. Let us know what you're thinking and any questions you have. And I'll research things as much as I can and provide the information to you. To help you do your planning. I'm quite happy to do that, and wouldn't it be wonderful to meet up, that's for sure. Anyway, let me throw it back to you one more time. N4RAI from GM0UUB.
Well, I would certainly look forward to sharing a wee dram with you, sir. And with that, I will just turn it back to the net and let the next person take over. GM0UUB, this is N4RAI. Back to you, and I will be clear. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, sir, and no, that's really exciting. No, honestly, it'd be absolutely amazing to meet up, that's for sure. But like I say, if there's anything we can do to do some research while we're here and give you some information, please let me know. Email's good on QRZ. So thank you so much, and you have a wonderful weekend. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well. And we look forward to speaking to you again very soon. So we'll say 73 to N4RAI. And with that, we're coming all the way back across to this side of the pond again. Goodness me, I'm getting some work out. I don't know. I should be so much lighter. Mike 7, Tango, Sierra, that's Simon. Simon, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. And the microphone, it's all yours.
Hi everybody on there. It's good to be back again. I was going to miss this Friday, I thought, but I managed to get in a bit late. It's been a good week. I've got to life at a cold night after about 20 years and we did this actually radio. And it was like we're both upgrading, which is going to be done to help us with my intermediate. And then he passed the foundation in December. I did a couple of months with hard. So I think I'm going to cheat and read all the books and answer the questions correctly. I think that's the best way to get my intermediate as quickly as possible. In the beginning, the book was German. I did well. Wasn't moving much, very lethargic, eyes closed, but was eating contented, perhaps pesticide on broccoli maybe, but he's doing much better after the medication. So I hope that's coming through a bit. Using the antenna today because for some reason my was retired, just don't connect to my radio. But now I've got a big radio coming. I'm going to have to sell my two handhelds. But it makes it back to you. So thank you.
M7 TSS from GM0UUB. Well, thank you, Simon. And honestly, the first part of your conversation was just so well, not so much broken, very crackly. The noise was way over your voice, so I didn't hear very much whatsoever. Something about reading books. But yeah, you kind of improved. Now, I know you're using, I think, a handheld, maybe you're moving. So wherever you were, I think it's maybe proximity, wherever you were towards the end of that over was definitely better. I could hear you were talking about selling a couple of radios and getting a new one and this and that. So yeah, I know you're working hard there, sir. Maybe you're talking about getting your intermediate soon. I think maybe that's what you were referring to. But anyway, Simon, I'll pass it back to you one more time. And like I say, your over was much better towards the end. So if you happen to be moving around, stay in that kind of locality you were towards the end of your over. It definitely was better. M7 TSS from GM0UUB. Back to you, my friend.
M7 TSS returning. Sorry about that. I'm actually laying down in bed. I haven't moved at all. I normally use a 5-star, but that seems to be playing up, so I'm on the routine tenor. Must be a bit of atmospheric. I'm on the nearest repeater, so hopefully I'm getting through now. Yeah, over and I decided to upgrade, which means upgrade line to a bit like the other power wattage of the radio we're both getting. If we both get the same, we can help each other out. That's the plan. I did a couple of mocks in the past, so I'm going to read the book thoroughly. That's supplied by the RSGB, and yes, in 10 days' time, I might be Mike 8 Tango Sierra. Fingers crossed. Thank you, Grant.
Very good, Simon. Well, that was a fair bit better, but still quite crackly, but got the gist of that. And I think, yeah, you said 8 or 10 days' time you'd be sitting your intermediate. And, well, all the best to you for that there, Simon. We do wish you very, very well. I know you're going to be reading the book and do your studies, so good stuff. Well, you have a good one there, Simon, and I think the new radio you've ordered, I think a friend of yours is also getting the same one, so you can kind of compare notes and they learn from each other as time goes on. That's always a good thing. And always like YouTube as well. You can, I know, I'm sure I don't have to tell anybody how wonderful YouTube is when you're trying to get your head around things. The manuals are great, but you can, learn so much just, put in a subject, a particular radio, its model, and what you're trying to do with it. And somebody will be out there and can just show you how to do it and describe it and discuss it and demonstrate it. So there we go. Anyway, Simon, thanks so much. And you were just about making the trip there, so we do appreciate you taking the time to stop by today. Once again, all the best for you doing your exam. I think it's after next Friday, so we'll maybe hear from you before you do that. But you take care, sir, and have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay well, and thanks again for stopping by today. Really do appreciate that, and look forward to speaking to you again with hopefully a little bit of a better signal. But we'll say 73 to Simon just now. That is M7TSS. And let's move down the list and see what's happening with Alan. That is, of course, Victor Kilo 4 Alpha, Victor November, and happy Saturday to you there, Alan. He's in tomorrow. Oh, he's in Australia, of course. Alan, welcome, sir. And the microphone, it's all yours. Well, they do say tomorrow never dies, but maybe it has. Alan, are you there, sir? VK4 Alpha Victor November. This is Golf Mike 0 Uniform Bravo. Alan, are you there, sir? If so, the microphone, it's all yours. Okay, I guess Alan had something to do with his Saturday morning. So it has arrived too late, folks, and sometimes it just takes a little bit too much time to come round to people on these long lists, and they just have to go off and do something. So, Alan, if you're still listening, thanks for being there, and we'll say 73 to Victor Kilo 4 Alpha Victor November. And let's go and see what's happening with Rock and Roy. Hopefully he's still there, out there in Portland, Oregon. Let's go and find out. KI7PKL, Rock and Roy, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. The mic is yours.
Well, Graham and Jeanette, yeah, it's a good thing I don't have to go do something, because if I did, it probably would be some very unpleasant sort of like shoveling wet snow. Oh, I hate that. So, no, fortunately, I'm just sitting here being lazy and listening to your net and kind of thinking ahead of what astronomy objects I might try to image next if it clears up again, which I'm sure it will do one of these days. So anyway, just sitting there kind of playing with planetarium software and have this thing where you can kind of frame it, with your telescope and your camera and what it's going to look like if you, orient it different ways and stuff like that. So I've been sitting here playing with that here for a little bit, thinking about what we might do in spring galaxy season. In the meantime, I thought, yeah, well, we don't get a lot of real winter weather here. So when we do, it's a pretty big deal. And yesterday morning, just as I was going out to run some errands, it started to snow. And snowed and snowed and snowed. And I was gone for a couple of hours. By the time I got back, oh man, there was snow every place. We probably got, I think somewhere I read 4 centimeters, which for us is a big deal. Yes, people in Alaska and Winnipeg, and so yes, of course they're laughing at me because they've got, how many centimeters did you have? We had 4 meters of snow. So, but anyway, of course, it brings our city to a complete halt. And then we had freezing rain on top of that. That really brings the city to a complete halt. I think we're back up and running again now, but I'm just standing inside where it's nice and warm. So anyway, Graham, that's what's up with me this week. I'll send it back to you. This is KI7. PK.
Very good, Roy. Well, I do have a question about this whole kind of astronomy thing, but first of all, I forgot to mention earlier when I spoke to you, I think you're doing the net on Tuesday, the Absolute Tech Net. I was listening. I was kind of late to actually get on, so I kind of missed that round where you just kind of take those check-ins or just listening. So, but you're having good conversation and everything else. I was listening, waiting for an opportunity, at least say I'm here listening there. But I don't think I did. Maybe I did, but I don't think I managed to get in and just say I'm here, just listening. I might have done, but it was interesting. I hope you had a good time on the Absolute Tech Net, and I know you you joined some astronomy nets and everything else as well. Well, for the rest of the world, especially in the northern hemisphere just now, is looking forward to kind of lighter days. You know, this time of year the days are getting longer, the nights are getting shorter. So for you astronomy people, you kind of look at it the other way around. You prefer when the nights start to get longer, the days are getting shorter. You can get your telescope out earlier, leave it until later in the morning and everything. Not too sure, but or do you just kind of accept there's good and bad on both sides of the equation? What was there? There was something else, I forget what it was. Oh yes, that netfinder.radio website does have the Alaska Morning Net on there every single day. It's just when we looked it up, when I spoke about it first, it was into the second hour. So it comes up when the net starts, but it assumes you're going to be finished within an hour. So that's why we didn't see it straight away. But it's definitely there, the Alaska Morning Net. So there you go, Roy. That's a few things for you, if you don't mind. KI7PKL from long-winded and very nosy GM0UUB.
Yeah, okay. That would explain a lot. And yeah, there are a number of good sites out there for stuff like that. Another one that I like is Netscraper. Yes, Netscraper. That's a cool one too, where you can see all the stuff going on NetLogger without actually being on NetLogger. Of course, now they have NetLogger for Android too. I don't think you can run a net from NetLogger for Android, but you can check into one, type in the game window and stuff. So all that stuff's just cool stuff. It really is. And yeah, I think the telescope mount that you had and the one that I have now are probably pretty similar, if not the same one. I think we talked about that once. I think maybe they weren't the same one, but they were pretty close. And that thing's just a tank. It's heavy. Just the equatorial head without the counterweight of the tripod or anything is like, I don't know, 20 or 30 pounds. I mean, 20-pound counterweight. And what they say about that is that the harder your telescope is to set up, the less you will use it. Which, of course, a lot of times equates to some people will get very large telescopes for obvious reasons, but there's so much trouble to set up, they just don't get used very often. And I kind of been in that situation myself a time or two, so I can kind of relate. But yeah, I usually set up the tripod and the head and all the basic stuff, for just for the telescope mount. I usually have that set up ahead of time. And yeah, if I have a week of observing, a week of decent weather and so forth, I'll just leave it set up. I cover it and tie a tarp around it. They even have these special insulated covers that some people use. I don't leave the telescope out there, but some people do. And yeah, I guess it actually works out okay. But yeah, when it gets dark, I'll go out there and take the telescope and put it on there. And then, of course, you probably don't want to leave the computer outside either, so I'll bring the box with the computer and the battery and all that stuff. And so, it really doesn't take that long. When you do it that way, it really doesn't take that long to set up and tear down, and it just makes it a lot more enjoyable experience, because long about 9 in the evening, if I have to start from scratch, probably not going to happen. Back to you, Ken. Something. Yeah.
Very good, Roy. Yeah, you know, we've spoken before about that kind of a large telescope I had. it was really, I mean, it was great, but, and I bought all these very expensive eyepieces. I changed the eyepieces out for a kind of better quality, and I mean, it honestly worked awfully well, but it was just so difficult to set up. It was so heavy. And if I wanted to take it out in the car and go to a kind of more dark spot and they set it up, it was so cumbersome. And as you say, when that thing, you know, the thought of having to do it all, well, it just doesn't get the use. So anyway, I sold it, I think, last year, maybe even the year before. Time does fly. And to a local astronomy a group that meet in Stirling, and in Stirling, just a couple of doors up from the school that I used to run, there is a hotel with it's got an observatory at the top, and this astronomy club meets there. I don't know if it's monthly or weekly. So anyway, the woman that was one of the leaders in the astronomy club, she bought the telescope and said, this will be great for our students and some of our young enthusiasts, and we can lend it out and everything else. So it's gone to a good place. It's gone to a good place. And she said, anytime, Graham, you want to come up to the hotel and come to the observatory, just let me know, and we'll make arrangements. And you know, Roy, I've never got round to it. I don't even know what our contact details are. But you know, it's got a fantastic a kind of a dome up at the top of that. It's actually a hotel, and yes, so it's a lovely observatory at the top, a huge telescope and everything else. And I haven't taken up the offer yet. Goodness me, what am I doing? I'm so lazy. K7PKL, just one more time, back to you to chastise me. This is GM0UUB.
Hey, that sounds like my kind of hotel. Has an observatory. You can keep the spa, you can keep the swimming pool, you can keep the casino. I don't need any of that. But hey, look, the restaurant. Okay, we will visit the restaurant. But that would be pretty cool to stay at a hotel that has an observatory. You know, have little star parties, and you know, if you just happen to be on there on a good night, you can go on up there after dinner and do some observing and talking. Yeah, that just sounds like my kind of place. I would enjoy staying at a place like that. Might be worth paying top dollar for something like that. Anyway, very, very cool stuff. Anyway, we'll hopefully be back to doing that again someday. Today, we're looking at clouds, and it's ground is covered with wet snow. I think we're going to be staying inside where it's nice and warm tonight. Like we've been doing the last few nights. All right, Graham, have a great weekend, my friend. Thanks for taking my check-in. Great night as always. And we will talk to you down the log. This is KI7 PKL. Back to you, my friend.
Well, thank you so much, Rockin' Roy, the voice of Friday for the Alaska Morning Net. And folks, we do have on the list, I've added a couple from the AIM window, WB9CSP, you're on the list. And Jeanette is there on the list as well, KI5SSR. That's the Texas Kisser. And she's the voice of Saturday on the Alaska Morning Net. So it's great to have you guys on board. But Roy, yeah, absolutely fantastic. And you know what? And actually, it was only when I was talking to you there, I remembered that invite to go to that observatory. So I must have, I'll have an email or something. I can look up her details again and maybe take her up on the offer. Yeah, it would be kind of cool. So anyway, Roy, thanks so much. You as well. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay well. And we'll no doubt speak to you again very soon. We'll say 73 to KI7BKL. Let's run down the list and we go and see what's happening with Richard. He's out there in Paris, Texas. So we're going to go to Texas. And first of all, it's Richard, and then it's Jeanette. Paris first, Grapevine next. So what's going on with Richard? He's also known as WB9CSP. Richard, welcome once again, sir. Great to have you on board. Happy Friday. And the microphone, it's all yours.
Yeah, WB9CST. Well, Graham, I hope you like presents in small boxes if it doesn't cost me the rest of my money like it will with um, Bex over in the UK. I'm going to try and send you a very late Christmas present. I swear, Graham, when you send certain things international, you you kind of scratch your head. Like, it only cost me like $7 or $8 to send it, a couple states away from like Texas to Maine. But then you send that same item or items all the way over to like England or Scotland or Germany, and it's like 15, 20, 30, $40, and it's like, wow, yeah, I'm just trying to be nice, you know. But anyway, today's been a good day. Just kind of tinkering with my repeater and me and another hammer getting it all set up and getting it working. And it's 51 here. I remembered why I dropped the Zello channel. Would you be able to send me an email with the password stuff? Like I said in the AIM window, that's why I dropped it, because when you guys put a password on it, I could never figure out who to contact. But back to you, and hello, Jeanette, WB9CST.
Very good, Richard. Well, it's always great to hear from you, that's for sure. And hey, listen, you shouldn't be spending your pennies sending things across the pond and all the rest. And yeah, no, well, all I can say is thank you. And no, as far as the password and everything else is concerned, no problem at all. I presume you are a member of the International Radio Network. If you had the channels before. But if not, don't worry. If people do want to become a member of the International Radio Network, just go to allthews.irn.radio and click on the tab saying register. And all we need is your name and your email address and your call sign, and it will send you a wee welcome email. If there are listeners, shortwave listeners out there who are unlicensed, you can also do exactly the same thing, irn.radio. Just put your name and your email address in, and when it says call sign, just put none. And we'll issue you with an IRN number, which will be your call sign, but there'll be no RF linking for you. So anyway, it'd be great to have more people on. But having said that, Richard, I've taken note of your call sign. I'll check the database afterwards. If you're not already on it, I will add you, and they send you out the welcome email. If you are on it, I will not add you, and I will send you out the welcome email, because that will give you the password. So either way, Richard, you'll get the welcome email sent to you after the night. WB9CSP from GM0UUB. Back to you, sir.
Yep, I just sent it now. So it should be there, but yeah, if if I can't send it this month, I'll try next month. And I'm just waiting when I go to the post office tomorrow, Graham. They're going to be like 2 things, and it's $20, and it's like $20. But yeah, it kind of got me thinking about what the other station said about the whiskey. So I just wanted to send you something nice. And it smells good too. So that's the other thing. One smells good when you drink it, and the other one smells good when you use it to clean stuff. So yeah. But anyway, I'll let you go ahead and get Jeanette, and I do want to know before I let you turn it to Jeanette, because Jeanette's been bolstering me about All Star. I'm coming to All Star on my phone through the phone portal, where you dial the phone number and all that good stuff. So how do I sound coming through that, Graham?
Okay, Richard. Hey, listen, you're sounding great. There's very, very nice, good audio, good volume. It's clear. There's not too much kind of background noise or anything whatsoever. So no, you're sounding great. No problem at all. And yeah, good stuff. And yeah, I can see just a wee message flash up that you've you put it in. Maybe you're already a member. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You'll definitely get a welcome email from us very shortly after the net, and it'll give you the password to go into the Zello channel for amateur radio, the KB1 channel. So there's a password there, and then you get trusted in and everything else. But no problem at all. So Richard, thank you so much. No, you're sounding great. No problem whatsoever. And just before we go to Jeanette, Richard, do you have anything else for us? Any plans for the weekend, sir? What are you up to? WB9, CSP. Just one more time. Back to you.
Funny you should mention that, Graham. Yes, I do. My net every Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time. I want to say that's about 6, 7, or 8 your time, I think. And there's a couple different ways you can come in. I'll give you one of the all-stars here. Let me make sure I give you the right one. Let me see. 559780. 559780 is one of the all-stars. VK3JED conference server is how you can come in on Echolink, or the not so famous and not so loved IRLP, which is 9558. And last about an hour. I've been doing pretty good with my numbers, about 10 to 18 people. And that's 2 p.m. tomorrow. But other than that, I don't have anything else. Back to you. WB9, Chicago style pizza.
Very good, Richard. Well, it's always great to talk to you, sir. It really is. And thanks for the info there about the net. And I'll certainly try and check that out. 2 p.m. Central Time. I tend to use All Star myself, so I've written down 559780. I've got that down there, sir. So good stuff. Well, do enjoy, and I'll try and check in. I'll do my best. Yeah, time is precious. You get into a routine, you do different things, but I've definitely written it down, and if I'm available at the time, sir, I'll definitely give you a shout. Thank you so much, Richard. You have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe, stay well. And we'll say 73 to WB9 CSP in Texas. But we're going to go and stay in Texas, and we're going to go to the Texas kisser herself. Is Jeanette. It's KI5SSR. Jeanette, welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day. And how are you? The mic is yours.
My kisser ain't working too good today, but mwah to everyone out here at KI5SSR, the Texas Kisser. I gotta throw you a kiss. Hope you're doing good, and happy Valentine's Day to you and all the stations, and of course to Miss Helen. I heard you saying you gave her jewelry and flowers, but no chocolate. So I've been listening, and you sound great. You have not been cutting out. I think it's really an Echolink deal. And hello, Richard and Roy and everybody on the net here. Great to hear all of you. So, Graham, how are things going for you and Helen? And what are you all up to? And wow, running the net on Valentine's Day. That's awesome. Back to you, GM0UUB-GRAHAM, the Texas Kisser.
Well, Jeanette, thank you for asking. And hey, listen, we're doing absolutely fine. We've had a good week. The weather's not been too bad. It's been very cold, but quite dry. So nice walks with the dog and everything else. And yeah, Helen's happy. I'm happy. We're healthy. And we wake up each morning, which is always a great thing. And also this week, Helen's actually managed to get in touch with some friends that we kind of lost touch for a wee while. So it's absolutely amazing, and you know, they're good friends, and just for various reasons they kind of lost touch. And it's one of those things, I think we all kind of experience that. Sometimes you just kind of lose touch with people, so just kind of, for no particular reason sometimes. Sometimes there is a reason, but it's always a joyful occasion when you kind of hook up with a group of friends that you haven't spoken to for a while, and all of a sudden you just reconnect. And they make just make such a difference to your mood and to your life, that's for sure. So, so Helen's managed to hook up with some people she hasn't been in touch with for some considerable time. So that's been a great thing for this week. And so yeah, it's just a wee reminder, folks, if there's people you haven't spoken to for a long time, get in touch and try and catch up, hook up again, and it can make such a big, big difference. So anyway, there we go, off the soapbox and back to KI5SSR. Back to you, Jeanette. How are you? The mic is yours.
Well, thank you, KI5SSR here in Grapevine. Doing great. Little rain coming down. Being kind of chilly. We're 53 degrees here in Grapevine, Texas, and we're doing great. I do want to plug some of my groups. I have the Happy Hour net coming up after this net on Fireside and on 11 Cats, and I typed it in the box here, and the NetLogger AM window is my website, 11cats.org. There's a list of lots of nets. This net and other nets are there, and how to hook up to them. The happy hour will be on at 7 Eastern Time on 11 Cats and Fireside. I also have the TNT on Saturday, 7 Eastern also. Sunday, I have the AFC, which is really growing. That's Amateurs for Christ Radio. Sunday at 4 Eastern, and it's really turning out to be an awesome net. And Dwayne started that net, and it's really his idea and his name and everything else. So if you're listening, hello, Dwayne. Also, we also have information on pet health on our website. We do have All-Star IRLP and EchoLink link ups. And I also want to tell people, let me reset. The Kisser KI5SSR returning. I also wanted to share the XYL Ladies Net, which is on every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Aurora channel. That's Republic of Avalon Radio. That's on Zello. TeamSpeak 3. More information is on the IRN network. Licensed and unlicensed operators are welcome, and it's a great way to start your wife or girlfriend up with ham radio. So it's a ladies group. That's why I say ladies, but sometimes men are allowed to come in, but most of the time it's ladies. They're wonderful ladies from all over, and you can talk without a license. Also, the men or anyone can send Lillian an email, and she loves to read letters from the lad on the website, on the net. So send her an email at xylnetwork@gmail.com. And Graham will tell you more about it. So GM0UUB will share more about this net, and always so great to be here. Do an awesome job, Graham, and thank you for always being here every week and all that you do for ham radio. Back to GM0UUB-KI5SSR.
Greg?
So much for all you do for amateur radio, and all you do directly, and also supporting other people, including this net and others, on your 11cats.org website. Really do appreciate that, and yeah, sorry about the frog in the throat. Because it's Valentine's Day, we do have flowers in the room here, and it's brought on a kind of early bout of hay fever. So I should have moved them out of the room, but I haven't. They're still there. But anyway, Jeanette, thank you so much for being there. And yeah, great information on 11cats.org. And of course, the Amateurs for Christ net on a Sunday, I've only kind of recently, in the last few weeks, kind of discovered it properly. I knew it existed, but it's been amazing just being able to check in there, having a little bit of fellowship there. We do like a bit of fellowship there, Jeanette. So thanks for having that, and thanks to Dwayne for that. And we did have Dwayne. 9ZIV, he checked in on the first round of check-ins today there, Jeanette. So it's great to hear Dwayne as well. And he's got a bit of a bug, as many people do. So Dwayne, if you're still listening, get over that bug, sir. So good stuff. Anyway, Jeanette, you are at the bottom of the list. I'll be going for another round of check-in. So before I do you have anything else for us? Any more pearls or words of wisdom? The Texas Kisser, TI5SSR. Back to you from GM0UUB for ident.
Hey, thank you, GM0UUB-GRAHAM. Yes, today on the Happy Hour Net, we do have a special host, KJ5FOX, the Fox, and he will be doing trivia this evening. So come and join us. Come check that out. KI5SSR, thank you for letting me plug my groups. And I'll say 73 and let you move on down. And 73 from KI5SSR, and happy Valentine's.
Break.
Okay, break, stand by. And Jeanette, happy Valentine's and have a wonderful weekend. Thanks once again for taking time to stop by today. Really do appreciate that. And you mentioned the XYL net. I forgot to mention, you can get more details also on the Roar website. Just go to allthews.vo1rv.com. It's Victor Oscar 1, Romeo Victor.com. So Jeanette, you take care, have a wonderful weekend. And we'll say 73 to KI5SSR. And before I go for another round of check-ins, we did hear a break station, please. Go ahead. This is GM0UUB.
Good evening, Graham from Zulu 06, Echo Victor Papa. Yeah, Graham, I just want to remind you guys, good evening to everybody. I just want to remind you that we are also transmitting on RF through the WWARG as well on the Z6 DBS. So we must just remind that it's running through RF, so we must just keep our messages not over-modulated, over long, and we must leave gaps in between the QSOs. Mike, back to you from Z6 EVP.
Very good. I think that's Ben. Hi, Ben. It's been a wee while, Ben. It's good to see you there, sir. Zulu Sierra 6, Echo Victor Papa. We've got you there, Ben. And yeah, well, honestly, Ben, over here in this direction, I can definitely say that people are behaving themselves awfully well. But I'm just kind of monitoring between digital, DMR and All Star. And everything else, and there's been good gaps and everything, but I don't know, I think you're across there in the WWARG, so that's another link that takes into another realm, which maybe does need even longer pauses, but I have to say, Ben, people have actually been behaving themselves awfully well so far, but yeah, I think as you're pointing out, when you're operating through, I think, are you coming through from the Discord side of things, the link there on our Zello channel. But yeah, it's always a good reminder to, it's a multi-mode system, and we're in no great hurry. We don't have to go anywhere. Well, some people do, but I don't. And yeah, just take your time and make sure everybody can hear everybody. But so good reminder there, Ben. Thanks for that. And Ben, how are you, sir? Zulu Sierra 6, Echo Victor Papa. And yeah, are you coming through the Discord side of things on WWARG? But Ben, good to have you there, sir. What's going on? The mic is yours.
Good night, good evening from Z6 EVP. Yeah, no, can't complain. Yeah, now I'm coming through Echolink, through the WWIRG through Echolink. No, it's fine, going well, yeah. Just nice and warm here in South Africa. It's now around about 1:30 a.m. here, and it's still 22 degrees Celsius here in Ermelo. So it's nice and warm. I can't complain. Yeah, now I was for a while off because we had a problem with our repeaters. But yeah, everything is sorted out and everything is up and running. So we are running and doing business. So we have a lot of QSO again with each other, Graham. Mike, back to you from Z6 EVP.
Very good, Ben. Well, hey, listen, you're sounding fantastic all the way from South Africa there, and always great to have, all the various countries we regularly have. Obviously, the United States and, of course, UK here, the various countries over here, and Canada is always there. And but sometimes, well, probably quite often we do have Australia coming in, and we haven't had the Philippines come in for a long time. Now, so if there's any of our friends out there in the Philippines that used to check in, like we talked about months and months and months ago, we'd love to hear from you again. And some of our friends, including yourself there, Ben, from South Africa, it's always absolutely fantastic. So great to hear these countries that we don't hear too often or too many people from. So thank you so much, Ben, for being there. And Ben, I'm sure I've asked you, but it's been so long since I spoke to you, I can't remember. Do you have any critters in your household, like a cat or a dog or a goldfish or an antelope or an elephant or anything whatsoever in South Africa? Goodness me, you could have anything. So, welcome or unwelcome critters in your neighbourhood there, Ben. Can you give us a wee critter update if you have any? Zulu Sierra 6, Echo Victor Papa, it's great to have you on board. Back to you, Ben, one more time.
Okay, so yes, correct. Yeah, now I got it around here. Especially my neighbor with his chickens. He's frustrating me with it. Yeah, but no, good. So we don't really have it here around me. My dogs here around, they catch everything that see. Especially it moves, they are catching it. So yeah, no, we don't have really a problem here. But okay, I'm gonna say thank you, please, for now. I got visitors here, so I'm gonna speak to you guys later again. Graham, thank you, please, and take care. And to everybody on the net, thank you, please, and take care. And great to make your acquaintance. And those I haven't spoke to yet. And yeah, we will definitely have a QSO game. Thank you for now from Z6 EVP.
Very good, Ben. No, we have spoken before, but no problem at all. Anyway, Ben, you take care. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll no doubt speak to you again very soon. So we'll say 73 to ZS6 EVP. Now, folks, time is rattling on, and we haven't had another round of check-ins for some time. So I'm going to go for another round of check-ins, but we'll say, Alex, I know you're out there, sir. So M0 Alpha Lima Lima. No need to check in, sir. You already have done from the AIM window on our NetLogger program there, so no problem. So Alex is the top of the list. But who else wants to check in? This is Golf Mike 0, Uniform Bravo. Your net control for the IRN KB1 Multimode net, looking for some more check-ins. You know what to do, folks. It's your call sign. Slowly, phonetically, and of course twice. Please call now.
KCA FTV Mark. Good evening, KCFTV Mark.
Kilo 9, Lima, Romeo Bravo, KC9 LRV, your friend Mike in Indianapolis.
Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Uniform Quebec. Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Uniform Quebec. Mark's neighbor, Phil.
WB4JEE, Whiskey Bravo 4, Juliet Echo Echo, Hollis in Flat Rock, Alabama.
Oscar 4, Lima, Lima. Kilo Oscar 4, Lima, Lima uniform. John in Montevallo, Alabama. Put me in for IO for right now.
Okay, well, let me just hold up there from Alabama, just in and out. The last station there, can you come back once again? I kind of missed your call sign. Please go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, this is Kilo Oscar 4, Lima, Lima uniform. That's Kilo Oscar 4, Lima, Lima uniform. This is John and Bambi.
Very good, John. Thanks for that, and they recognise the in and out. However, I'll give you a wee shout when I come down to you. You just never know. Let me tell you who I do have. We do have John there, Kilo Oscar 4, Lima Lima uniform. Good to see you there, sir. We've got Hollis out there, and he's not in Wellswood, Georgia. He's Flatwood, somewhere else. So WB4, Juliet Echo Echo, QRZ is lying to us. But never mind, Hollis, you aren't. You're there. You're on the list. Good to see you there, sir. We've got Philip out there in Ohio, KE8YUQ. You're on the list. We've got Mike out there in Indianapolis, KC9LRB. Good to see you there, Mike. And we've got our friend Mark in Aurora, Ohio, KC8FGV. The top of the list, we've got Mike 0 Alpha Lima Lima. So at this stage, please stand by, folks. Did I miss anyone? Was there anyone else trying to get on this particular list? And if so, I'll leave a pause. And please give me a call sign, phonetically and please.
Kilo Kilo 7, Yankee Bravo Papa. Kilo Kilo 7, Yankee Bravo Papa. Annette in Twin Falls, Idaho.
And Net Control recognises KK7YBP. That's Annette out there in Twin Falls, Idaho. And she's checking into all the various nets I go to. Many more. Annette, it's good to see you there. Thank you. Left a good long pause there in case there's anybody coming through from Echolink or some digital platforms, because there are quite serious delays. But anyway, I think we've got everybody for this particular round. Let's go to the top of the list. And there we find our friend Alex. Of course, it's M0 Alpha Lima Lima. Hey, Alex, welcome, sir. Goodness me. Let me just put my teeth back in. There we go. Alex, happy Friday to you, sir, and thanks so much for checking in. Alex, the mic is yours.
GM0UUB-GRAHAM returning. Happy Friday to you as well, Graham. A couple of things. I heard you talking to Richard from Paris, Texas, about the IRN.radio. So I filled in my details, and I've now subscribed, simply because, as a Scotsman, if it's not going to cost me anything, then I'll have some of that. And the other point, I thought was a very nice story about Helen finding, looking up old friends. So I thought I'd tell you about mine, which is a happy and sad story. When I was 16, I met a girl who was also 16, and she was Polish, and she was the prettiest girl in the world. That is not subjective. The way to describe her is she was 10 times more beautiful than Audrey Hepburn. Think Breakfast in Tiffany. I'll just take a pip. M0ALL returning. And we went out together for a few years. And I can't remember why we separated. But I mean, she was just staggering. Like I say, she comes from Poland. So that was the happy part of my life. A bit more about her. Her father was a nuclear scientist, and just before the Nazis entered Poland, the British whisked him away, and they got him out of Poland, and they brought him to the UK. He was a very strong Catholic, but an absolute brains when it came to nuclear science. And then, like I say, I lost contact with her daughter. And then, many years later, I don't know why I was doing it, I was on the computer, and I was just going through GoFundMe pages, and I came across a photograph, and I realized it was this girl that I had dated when I was 16. By now, we were both 70 years old. So I contacted her, and she was down in West Sussex. So I asked if I could drive down and see her, and fine. So I went down, saw her, and she was still staggeringly beautiful, but when I went there, she was in a wheelchair. She was suffering multiple sclerosis, and she was well advanced multiple sclerosis. And we could only communicate because she was using a large alphabet card, if that makes sense. She couldn't speak. And we've kept in contact, email. But I thought it was a nice story about Helen. And you've just reminded me of having made contact with a girl who I haven't seen for, well over 50 years. But I'm so glad I met her again. Anyway, I wish you 7-3 as always. Great net. So thank you, Graham. Back to you, GM0UUB from M0ALL. Take care.
0ALL from GM0UUB. Alex, well, thank you, and thank you so much for sharing that story. You know, this Valentine's Day, it's, we just, we love and, being together with somebody, and love stories that can have very good parts and not so good parts and everything else. And no, thank you for sharing there, Alex. I really do appreciate that, but don't go too far. I've got a couple of questions for you. Don't want to get too nosy and personal, so don't worry. But thank you so much. And of course, this 16, I think you said when you first dated this wonderful Polish beauty. Everything else sounds absolutely wonderful. Sounds like she had her and her family had some kind of quite amazing story over the years. No problem at all. But incredibly, honestly, incredibly, you managed to still recognise her in the GoFund photograph when she was 70 years old. Alex, you're kind of leaving us hanging a little bit, and it's great to know that you got back in contact with her. And sorry to hear that she was in such kind of ill health and with multiple sclerosis and everything else. Is she still with us, and are you still in contact? But that's a personal a question, and it's up to you entirely if you want to answer it. My second point I was going to make to you there, Alex, before you disappear, is there are rumours that Alex is looking to return to his homeland You may be up in Aberdeenshire or somewhere else in Scotland. So I don't know. There's lots and lots of excitement up here in Scotland, wondering where's Alex going to choose if he does come back up north of the border? Where will he go? Yeah, we're looking forward to that story kind of unraveling as time goes on. So absolutely amazing. Anyway, Alex, there we go. A couple of things for you, if you don't mind, sir. M0 Alpha Lima Lima. Just one more time from GM0UUB Net Control.
GM0UUB, M0A-L returning. Yeah, I actually received a Valentine's email from her today. So yes, she's still around. I really ought to get in the car and drive back down. It's been a year now. I mean, it's too far to take my motorbike. Yeah, I am thinking of coming back to Scotland. Don't ask me why. I just suddenly, I'm not sure. I've got this strong pull at the moment to come back. But one place I won't be going to is Alloa, because I hear it's full of caravans. In fact, the closest I ever got to Alloa was Dunfermline, and I did try to drive from Dunfermline to Alloa, but they wouldn't let me in because I wasn't towing a caravan. But no, I don't think it was Gordon the other night. What was Gordon's call sign? 2M0BGK. He suggested. Was it Gulleen? Is that how you pronounce it? Gulleen? Well, that sounds really nice because I looked it up and it's on the coast. And I've always been a keen sea fisherman. So I'll when the weather's a bit better, I will drive into Scotland and go all round and find somewhere to buy. But I'm trying to keep a straight face. I'll steer clear of Alloa. 73 from GM0UUB from M0A-L-L. Take care.
M0 Alpha Lima Lima. This is GM0UUB. Yeah, from the travelling community with roaming around in our caravans here in Alloa. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, Alex, thank you so much. Now, you made me laugh there, sir. Honestly, it's not always full of caravans here. We actually do have proper brick builds and all the rest. There's even some old stone-built buildings and everything else here. Oh, goodness. Honestly, no, I need to stop. Right, fine. Alex, thank you for that, sir. You did make me laugh, that's for sure. And no, I'm glad your former sweetheart from many decades ago is still with us. That's really good. And yeah, hopefully you will manage to hook up at some point and meet up again. So a wonderful story on Valentine's Day. Thank you so much, Alex. I did, it had good stuff and bad stuff, and that's just the way it is. And that's wonderful. But no, I'm glad she's still with us. That's for sure. So, Alex, thank you so much. And as far as returning over here and going to, maybe kind of fisher land on the coast and everything else, in my childhood, we spent all our time in Banffshire, and it wasn't too far from where you came from, Aberdeenshire, just along the coast a little bit up there in the east. And we used to go to Port Soy and Cullen and what was it, White Sands and all different places. The Port Soy was our main one, that's a beautiful, beautiful part of the neighbourhood, and with so many wonderful memories from Port Soy and the harbour, and of course to have the old ship festival there, the tall ship festival there every single year, have done for many years. It's a great place to be. So Port Soy, there we go. There's maybe another one if you like your sea fishing. Anyway, Alex, you take care, sir. Have a wonderful weekend. It's been amazing talking to you. Thanks for sharing a brilliant story. And thanks for making me smile as well. Absolutely wonderful. We'll say 73 and all the best to Mike Zero Alpha Lima Lima. And with that, let's carry on down the list and see what's happening with Mike. Sorry, not Mike. It's Mark. Mike is next. So Mark is first, out there in Aurora, Ohio. Kilo Charlie 8 FQV, KC8 FQV. The microphone, Mark, is all yours.
Alright, case up, you know, all reset before we key up so we can clear everything out. Well, we went to a funeral service today, and then we came back. Instead of going back the freeway, we came back the only way you could go to Cleveland, really, in Route 14. You know, then they built the freeways and that. My cousin said one time, she said, you miss all the stuff when you go on the freeway. You miss, you know, all the little shops and everything. And she one time came back, not the freeway road, and she said, you see a lot more. You miss so much stuff. So we'll send it back your way for a second here, KSFTV.
Very good, Mark. Well, first of all, sorry to hear we're at a funeral today, but hey, listen, that's just something that's kind of inevitable, and I hope it went well as it could possibly go. But yeah, as far as travelling around from A to B, you call it the freeway, and I think probably that equates to our motorways here, which do kind of bypass all the various towns and villages and all the local shops and tourist stuff and everything. So yeah, when you take the old roads and you go through all the various places, you can come across some lovely places to go and visit and shop and learn about and whatever. But if you stick to our motorways, you're kind of bypassing all the things with history and wonderful places to go. So I think maybe is that kind of the thing you're talking about with your freeways there? Anyway, Mark, back to you. KC8 FQV from GM0UUB for ident. Back to you, Mark.
All right, no, but we went the viewing for my uncle, and yeah, you see all the old family members and all, and that. Still, it's like a reunion sometimes. So get to see everyone that you haven't seen under bad circumstances. That's the only thing. It's under bad circumstances, but you do see them. So, but at least we didn't have no snow or anything today, really. Yeah, this year we've done a lot, having a lot more cold and a lot more snows. You know, I think everyone in the whole world is getting that. You know, California's got all that bare dirt. You know, they don't have any vegetation out there, so they don't really want rain, you know, because of the bare grass. You know, there ain't no vegetation to hold the stuff in place. But, you know, we have to pray for the best of everything. That's what we do. We go and pray. So send it back to net, KSFTV.
Oh, thank you so much, Mark, for clarifying there. I think I got the wrong end of the stick. Never mind. Mark, it's always a pleasure. And you and yours, please have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe and stay well. And Mark, honestly, thank you so much for taking time to step by and step into the net, as you so often do. Really do appreciate that. And you take care. We'll say 73 to KC8 FQV, and let's carry on down the list, folks. Time is rattling on. Now let's see what's happening with Mike out there in Indianapolis. He's also known as KC9LRB. Hey Mike, welcome sir, happy Friday, and the microphone is all yours.
GM0UUB, this is KC9LRB, Mike in Indianapolis. Greetings to you and to Queen Helen and to everyone else on the net who's made it this far. It's 6:48 p.m. here in the Eastern Time Zone in the United States, so I know the time's drawing near for you to go to bed, so maybe I won't prattle on quite so much. But it's always a joy to be here every week, and I really enjoy hearing the usual suspects in each week, and then hearing some of the interesting stories. I particularly like that Valentine's Day story, rekindling at least an old friendship after so many years. Those are the kind of stories I really like to hear. Not much news on the Mike front this Valentine's Day. Probably just going to take myself out to dinner and come back and spend it with the cats, Enzo and Pippa, because they don't complain about anything unless I don't feed them on time. Then they. But other than that, we're going to have a good Valentine's Day. I've been watching American Primeval on Netflix, and I think it is a fantastic show, and I might have to do a little binge watching this evening. With that, I'll send it back to you, Graham.
Very good, Mike. Well, thank you so much for your check-in, your Twitter report, everything else. Really do appreciate that, and yeah, well, do enjoy the rest of Valentine's Day, whatever you're up to, sir, and have a fantastic weekend. And I always enjoy having a wee chat with you there, Mike, about different things and music and whatever else. But I'm just kind of having a look at the clock here. We've been here for 2 hours and 50 minutes, and so I'm going to have to carry on down the list. But Mike, thank you so much for being there, and look forward to having a longer chat with you the next time, hopefully. But have yourself a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe, stay well, and we'll say 73 in the meantime to KC9LRB. Thank you, Mike. And with that, let's go and see what's happened with Phil out there in Ohio. That is KE8YUQ. Phil, welcome, sir, and good to see you again. How are you? Happy Friday. The microphone, it's all yours.
Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Uniform, Quebec. It's nice, negative, I think it's -5 now here. We're supposed to next week get down to -4C. So that's pretty interesting. It was a beautiful sunny day though. Cold but sunny. Just got done with dinner my wife made. We had venison, tenderloin, medallions and a raspberry sauce and some potatoes and some nice salads. So she spoiled us with our venison tonight. Critter report, we have a convalescing rooster that suffered frostbite and is going to lose a little bit of its comb and a little bit of its wattles, but it's doing good. Was up at 4 o'clock this morning. It's in our basement in a cage, and at 4 o'clock it was crowing, so they almost got a wrung neck out of that deal. But other than that, nothing much happening on this side. I see in Edinburgh there's a really nice restaurant you're going to have to take your lady to. It's Free Company. You'll have to check that out. They have a nice website and all that. It's called the Free Company. So back to you, Graham.
Well, Philip, thank you so much. And well, all I can say is good luck to the rooster, and I hope he doesn't make too much noise in the mornings. Hi. No, great to hear from you, sir. It really is. And can you just give me another kind of a rundown of that. Was that a restaurant in Edinburgh? Were you talking about a restaurant in Edinburgh? And if so, maybe you could spell it out in phonetics, and I'll definitely look it up. Because my wife, Mike 7, Hotel Quebec Sierra, Helen, Queen of Scotland, she deserves the best. So any recommendation is very, very welcome. So Philip, I'll pass it back to you, sir. I think was it a restaurant in Edinburgh or wherever it was? And please, can you give it to me in phonetics, and I'll write it down and I'll look it up. Back to you, sir.
Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Uniform, Quebec. It's listed as the THE, the word free, Foxtrot, Romeo, Echo, Echo, and it's company. That's the name of it. And they have some feasting days coming up. It's all local food, and they also deliver food boxes in the Edinburgh area. So it's pretty interesting setup. And it's like some of that is a little bit of the Harris gin from the Isle, and you're all set for a nice romantic day.
Very good. Well, thank you, sir. And that sounds like an amazing thing to do. Yeah, we can just see the outskirts of Edinburgh just about if we go up to the top of the hill nearby. At least we can see the edges of the bridges from the Forth bridges. But yeah, it's not too far away. It's about half an hour drive to Edinburgh, so not too far whatsoever here from Alloa, Central Scotland. So, good stuff. Well, I've taken that the free company, and does that mean I don't have to spend a penny? That's even better. Hi. Anyway, sir, thank you so much for that. And you and yours, please have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the Friday. Rest of Valentine's Day there, and have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, stay well, and they will hopefully speak to you again very soon. We'll say 73 to KE8YUQ, and with that, let's go and see what's happening in Hollis's world. He's out there. Well, he's not in Wildwood, Georgia. He's in, was it Fleetwood, something else? I'm not too sure. QRZ is lying to me there. It's telling me something completely wrong. WB4, Juliet, Echo, Hollis. Welcome once again, sir. Happy Friday. The microphone, my friend, it's all yours.
That is, I don't know why he decided to do that. He went outside. I think he heard something. It's getting darky here. Anyway, this is WB4JEE in Flat Rock, Alabama. I'm only about 8 miles from where I used to live. I was 5 miles inside Georgia, and now I'm about 5 miles out inside Alabama. So only difference is this is Central Time Zone, and that's Eastern. It gets confusing. Anyway, sorry about the dogs. WB4JE here, and it's about 48 degrees right now. Sorry. I thought one of my dogs, I had a dog that for some reason got up here on the bench seat with me. He decided to get down too. Anyway, it's about 45, 46 degrees. Sun just settled a while ago. And been working in here and outside today. I might go tomorrow to the grocery stores. When I would normally go is tomorrow. And to get some markdown candy, because they always have it at the grocery store, markdown. What else was I going to say? I think it's going to rain tomorrow too, though, so I have to decide if I'm going to do that. My dogs have just been misbehaving today. They were trapped in here yesterday and day before because of the rain, or at least part of yesterday. And it's finally, the sun was out today. It's pretty warm. And I've just been working in here and outside. I had to do some repair work outside. Got that done, or part of it. And I'm trying to figure out some other things I'm going to do. These dogs, the dogs don't bother me except when I start talking on the radio, and then they come up and start messing around over here. I think that's my payback for when I was a kid. My mother said she'd get on the telephone, and as soon as she did, we'd be in there, you know, we were about 4, 5, 6 years old, just causing problems. So one of them's trying to get in my lap now. When you have 30, 40-pound dogs, they're trying to get in your lap. It's not fun. Anyway, I saw where Jeanette checked in earlier, and I see Roy. If he was checking in earlier, I see he's offline now. He may have had to go do something. Anyway, I'm just rambling on here. I'll turn it back to you. It reminded me, I have a friend that is from the United Kingdom that she was my mentor, one of the companies I work for, and she lives over here now. And I may try to call her. I used to give her a lot of grief. I always talked about how bad I heard the food was over in the United Kingdom, and she used to say, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. Well, when I heard it wasn't always great. That's my dog growling at another one over there now. I guess I better turn it back to you before they get in a fight. This is B4JEE trying to get eat up. Back to net.
Well, Hollis, it's always a pleasure to hear from you, sir. It really, really is. And, you know, we do like our critter updates here, even better when the critters give their own updates. We can hear them in the background, do what they do. Not so much in the background either. So good stuff. Well, Hollis, no, honestly, I would love to go back and have a little bit more of a to and fro. We've been here for 3 hours there, Hollis. So, and I haven't even gone for a final round of check-ins, so I'm just going to kind of go one and done for the rest of the list here. But anyway, Hollis, thank you so much. Always a pleasure, and great to hear the dogs there. We love our critters in this net, so yeah, we'd love to hear from them as well as reports. So good stuff. Hollis, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for taking time to stop by. Really do appreciate that. We'll say 73 to WB4. Juliet Echo, thank you so much. And also, he is in Flat Rock, Alabama, not in Wildwood, Georgia, but not too far away. There we go. We got it sorted out. Anyway, Hollis, all the best, and let's carry on down and see what's happening with John out there. He is in Alabama as well. Kilo Oscar 4, Lima uniform. John, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. The mic, it's all yours. Okay, let me try that one more time. John, are you there, sir? Kilo Oscar 4, Lima uniform, KO4 LLU. This is GM0UUB net control. John, are you with us, sir? The mic is yours.
Okay, for HJQ, the other John's here.
Yeah, go in and out, please.
Okay, net control recognizes there was nothing heard from KO4 LLU, but we did have a check-in from Victor Kilo 3, Hotel Juliet Quebec, John, out in Australia, and got you on the list, sir. We've been in and out from our friend Dale, Amateur of the Year 2024, KC7YFV. Great to have you on the list there, Dale. Thanks for your in and out. Really do appreciate that. And thanks for all you do. No doubt you'll be heading off to other nets and supporting them. What a fantastic guy. Dale, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Okay, well, with that, let's go to the top of this wee list here. Goodness me, where are we? No, we haven't. No, we haven't done it on our list. But Annette is there. We're still on the list. Others have sneaked in there, Annette. Others have sneaked in. Let's go to Twin Falls, Idaho. Let's go and speak to KK7YBP. Annette, welcome. Happy Friday. And how are you? The microphone, it's all yours.
Hey there, Graham. How are you? I know I've been trampled on. I was at the beginning of the net, and then I just slowly got lagged behind. That's okay. I'm checked in now for a millionth time. That's okay. I'll follow you around any day, Graham. Ha ha ha. Well, it's raining here after we had a big blizzard snowstorm yesterday. Now it's raining. So I'll take the rain any day. Other than that, just studying for my extra still, getting a little bit of housework done, got some towels going and dryer, and getting ready to order some pet food for 1 dog, 3 cats, and a turtle. Well, and a fish. But you know, it's that time to order food since they think they need to eat too. Other than that, got all my QSL cards filled out and addressed and ready to go. Just waiting for the stamps to come in so I can get the postcard stamps put on them. And then I can get them all mailed out. This way I'm all caught up with everybody. So that being said, I will take it back to you, Graham, since you're running behind. KK7YBP. Have a great evening. Happy Valentine's Day.
KK7YBP from GM0UUB. Well, Annette, thank you so much, and well, all the best with your studies for the extra there. You're doing such a fantastic job. Now, don't go too far, Annette, because I do have a question for you. But anyway, well, maybe even a couple. But you know, Annette, first of all, I hear you popping up in some nets that has taken me years to find that they even exist. And you know, I'm listening to them, and all of a sudden I hear KK7YBP. I'm going, that's Annette, and she only got licensed a couple of months ago. And goodness me, how did she find you so quick? So you're doing a fantastic job, not just kind of rattling through your licensing and everything else, but you're just doing such a fantastic job at operating and finding nets and communicating with people all around the world in all various places. Honestly, I don't know how you do it. So congratulations and thanks for doing it. You're an inspiration, Annette. You really are. And so there we go. Just if you want to comment on how you managed to find all these different nets, you can maybe let us know. And you find them. I've spent years finding them, and there you are. And they also 1 dog, 3 cats, and a turtle. Goodness me, of course, Annette, on this particular night, we do like to talk critters, and maybe I haven't spent enough time asking you about your critters. So we do want to know a little bit more about your 1 dog, 3 cats, and your turtle. And QSL cards and everything else. Man, I'll tell you, you're doing the old kind of pigeon post there. Is that not kind of expensive these days? But it's absolutely wonderful to receive actual, you know, proper QSL cards in the post. And there we go. It's been many years since I've done that, like many years. So anyway, it's great. It's what a buzz to get the QSL cards actually in the post. But anyway, Annette, there we go. That was a few things for you. But yeah, we critter updates, if you don't mind. KK7YBP. This is GM0UUB. Back to you with my big nosy nose on.
Well, Graham, we got Bones the dog. She's a little chihuahua. We have Beer, Bunny, and Bourbon, the 3 cats. We have Boy George the turtle, and then we have Bubbles, the big old goldfish in the tank. Oh, and I was going to ask you, too. You were talking about a net finder earlier, that you can go online and do net finder. All I got was net finder. Netfinder dot something. Can you tell me what that is, please? The netfinder is it .com, .net, or question mark? KK7 YBP.
Well, you know, Annette, with all the nets you checked into, I thought maybe you've already found this website, but it is called a netfinder.radio. So it's all the w's.netfinder.radio. And there it is. And yeah, and a lot of the nets you check into, the happy hour net and everything else, they're all on there. And you'll maybe find some more. But you go and check that out and they have some fun. But yeah, it's .radio, netfinder.radio, and so it's honestly, and it's been around for many years, but only more recently it's been more updated. It's becoming a bit more popular. So more and more people are updating it and putting their nets on it. So it's a great place to go. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. But anyway, Annette, thank you so much. And I've just got one more question before we go and speak to VK3HJQ. Annette, your turtle. Now, how did you manage? Well, you know, by what process, what thinking did you come around to call your turtle Boy George? Just want to ask, just out of curiosity. Again, big nose. Back to you.
Well, thank you for the information, Graham. I appreciate that. Just mean to try to find a couple more nets to, you know, follow you around. Haha. Well, we haven't gendered the turtle, so we do not know if it is a boy or if it's a girl. So, Boy George it became. Needed a B for the rest of the game because we got Beer, Bourbon, Bunny, and Bones, Bubbles. We needed a B the turtle, so it became Boy George. Unsexed. KK7 YBP. Back to you, Graham.
Very good, Annette. Well, that makes perfect sense. Oh, well, anyway, it's absolutely wonderful talking to you. Great, and thank you so much for stopping by in this net. No doubt we'll collide on other nets throughout the week. And they were saying the same with Carrie earlier, MM0RKN. She's been much more active more recently with all these different nets, and I hear her pop up as well on various places. So I don't know, you women are just, I don't know, are you stalking me? You and Carrie, hi, in my dreams. There you go, Annette, thank you so much for being there. It's always a pleasure. You have a fantastic weekend. Please stay safe, stay well. And we'll talk to you again very soon. We'll say 73 to KK7YBP. And with that, let's carry on down the list and go and do a little bit of time travel and go back into Saturday. Actually, no, here in Scotland we are on Saturday. We're now just about 12 minutes past midnight. We're on Saturday as well. John, happy Saturday. VK3HJQ. Too long, sir. Where have you been? John, the mic is yours.
Yeah, morning, Graham from VK3HJQ. It's still morning here, 11 a.m., 15th day after Valentine's Day, and I said to my wife, happy Valentine's Day today, and she said it was yesterday, and I said, well, better late than never, I reckon. I tell you what, idiot drivers in the UK say that had a car accident, car hit him. Oh, well, he hit a car. He was on his pushy coming down late at night on a very narrow lane, and some idiot opened his car door anyway. He smashed through the glass over the top of the car door, hit the ground, bruises, cuts, but he's okay. Unbelievable. These drongos that open their car doors and don't look out for pushies behind them in the bike lane. The VK3HJQ.
VK3HJQ. Sorry about the delay there, John. Just my node was signing there. So, oh well, so sorry to hear that. And is he okay? Is health-wise, is he absolutely fine? But yeah, you know, there's idiots out there on the road there, John, and you just have to honestly believe that everybody out there in front of you and behind you are complete idiots. They're not watching out, they're not looking for hazards, they're not looking to look after you whatsoever. It's a pretty bad state of affairs, that's for sure. Anyway, is he okay? VK3HJQ, GM0UUB.
Yeah, no, he's okay, just bruised and battered. It's probably the car didn't have a frame around the top of the windscreen. The door just had the glass, because he went straight through the door, or hit the top of the glass, broke all the glass, and flew over the top of the door and hit the pavement, and bruised. And anyway, checked all his fingers and his hands and his legs, and everything still worked. And he wasn't too far from home, just around the corner. I said, did you go to the hospital? He said, oh, no, it wasn't that bad. So lucky he's all right, just a bit battered and bruised. But I said, you just got to be careful, you know, because he travels at, 25, 30 k's an hour. And of course, when there's something solid in front of you, it's not much chop for us. Anyway, he's all right. That's the main thing. I think that's about all I got to report. Oh, it's snowing here, Graham. Snow, believe it or not. Middle of summer and it's snow. -2, -1 up on the mountain last night, and they got some snowfall. It was about 15 or 16 degrees C when I got up this morning. Sorry about the coffee maker in the background. Alan's just making some coffee. But we've got snow. I don't believe in the middle of summer. We'll go straight to JQ. Lucky the
Oh, yeah, hey, listen, that's news. Actually, just as you were checking in earlier, just a few minutes ago, Mike 7 Hotel Quebec Sierra, Helen, Queen of Scotland, just came through and said, just let the dog out the back. I says, okay. She says, it's snowing. I'm going, really? That was not on the forecast. I don't think it's going to be heavy snow or anything else, but that, of course, wouldn't be too unusual for this time of year here in Scotland. But certainly probably quite unusual for you at that time of year, this time of year where you are. Wow, I wonder where that came from. Anyway, John, do you have anything else for us before we move on? And ever the romantic, better late than never as far as Valentine's is concerned. Goodness me, John. Hey, listen, go out and buy some roses or something. I'm not too sure. I'm sure your Helen is just sitting there going, John, go and get me some roses and a bar of chocolate. Why not? VK3HJQ, back to you, sir, from GM0UUB. A friendly advice, marriage advice.
Yeah, thanks, Graham. Well, I think the last time I bought chocolates, I think a little story anyway. I was heading home, so I thought, oh yeah, Valentine's Day, because I was working, and bought a box of chocolates and brought them home, and I got them all wrapped up with a nice little bow. Anyway, Helen opened them and goes, what's going on here? They're half missing. And I said, well, yeah, I got a bit hungry on the way home, didn't I?
Honestly, John, I think you're the ultimate romantic, and out there. And it's absolutely wonderful Valentine's Day to hear your story and everything you do. You're an inspiration, sir, an inspiration. Anyway, John, we're going to say 73. Do you have anything else? Go inside, sir. VK3HJQ from GM0UUB. And I'll go for a final round of check-ins before we close the night. Thank you, John, for any final comments.
Where you get 4 goes. I can hear myself coming back through. I must have reconnected Ham. It has too. So anyway, back over on Ham now. See the other net's finished. Now that's about it. Turned out to be a beautiful day. I don't know what the temperature is about. I think it's up to about 20 now. What else is going on? Petey's doing okay. Nothing to report from him. Bought another motorbike. Got it registered. He had to go to jury duty. That's right. He got suckered into that at the Supreme Court in Canberra, ACT. Apparently it was a pretty gruesome trial he had to go to, and he hasn't informed me yet because it hasn't finished. But he said, yeah, but I'll let you know what the verdict was. I said, yes, yell out guilty, he'll be right. See you later, Graham.
Very good, John. Once again, sorry about the delay, Mike. It was just signing once again. Goodness me, signing awful quick. Anyway, John, thank you so much. And yeah, jury duty. I was called up for that a few years ago, and but I don't know, maybe the guy pleaded guilty or something, but I didn't have to actually attend. And so I might be called up again, but never actually had to attend there. But I suppose if you are called up for jury duty, a nice kind of juicy case would be, well, something at least. I'm not too sure. Anyway, thank you so much, John. You have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and look after yourself. And Helen, give Helen a wee Scottish squeeze from myself and my Helen. That would be great for Valentine's. And have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay well. Talk to you again soon. We'll say 73 to VK3HJQ. And once again, hello to Dale, KC7YFE was in and out. Thank you, Dale. Okay, that does bring us down to the bottom of the list. We've been here for 3 hours and 18 minutes, folks, and honestly, I hope it's not going to be a long list, but hey, listen, I'm still wide awake, so I didn't have the opportunity to do a final call for check-ins. And I don't want to call it night unless I actually do a final call for check-ins. So I will do a final call for check-ins. This is GM0UUB-GRAHAM KB1 Multimode net. It's a final call for check-ins. Does anybody else want to get on the net before we close it down? Please, it's your call sign, of course, slowly, phonetically, and please twice. That'd be brilliant. Cool. All right.
Alpha Delta 8, Mike Juliet. That's Alpha Delta 8, Mike Juliet. Alan up in Northeast Ohio.
Kilo Bravo 3.
VE1WIN. VE1WIN.
Kilo
Kilo Yankee 4, November Bravo, KY4 Ed, Scott and Robbie Ray in Memphis.
Here's Victor Yankee 1.
Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta
Yankee
Alpha.
1, Mike Golf Sierra, Michael and Yukon.
Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. View 2, MDA from India.
Okay, thank you, everybody. This is last station there from India. I need your call sign once again, and honestly, I should know it off by heart. I really should. But it's kind of getting late over here. My brain is kind of going away. Anyway, let me tell you who I do have on the list, and we do have. Where do we start? We do have Victor. Well, I'm going from the bottom. Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra. Mike, you're on the list. We do have, of course, KY4NB. That's our friend Kevin there. I'm also sorry, Scott, and of course Robbie Ray. And hey, listen, it wouldn't be Valentine's night without Scott and Robbie Ray checking in. KY4NB, you're on the list. Victor Echo 1, WIN. Peter, you're on the list, and the Alpha Delta 8, Mike Juliet, you're also on the list. Good to see you all there. And oh, sorry, my friend from India. Honestly, I'm very, very sorry. You were clashing with somebody else, and I should know your call sign off by heart, but I'm kind of getting tired over here. But there we go. So can you come back, my friend in India? Please come back to your call sign phonetically and twice. We'll get you on the list, and you'll be tying the ribbon today. Over to you, sir.
This is Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. This is a station having call sign Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. Sounder is my handle. Sound is my handle. Operating from the city of Coimbatore in South India. Coimbatore in South India. Is it QSL?
Well, thank you so much, Sandar, and yeah, we do have you on there, and thank you so much for checking in. And like I say, you've checked in so often before, I should have recognised the call sign. So it's Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. Sir, you're on the list, and indeed, you'll be closing the net today, sir, because you're at the bottom of the list, and we've been here for long enough. So there we go. Let's go up the top of the list and see what's happening out there in Warren, Ohio. I'm going to see to Alan, Alpha Delta 8, Mike Juliet. Alan, welcome, and happy Friday, and thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. The microphone, it's all yours.
Hey, how's it going there, Graham? And hello to everybody, and hello to Helen also. Happy Valentine's Day to both of you and everybody else out there. Been a while since we talked, so I just wanted to get in here and say a quick hello. A cold night over here, and supposed to drop into the single digits next week, so I'm getting up for some warmth. How's everything going over there with you and Helen? Back to you.
Oh, well, thanks for asking, Alan, and yeah, we're doing fine. It's, the weather's not been too bad. I mean, kind of this time in Scotland, halfway through February, you've maybe experienced a little bit more snow and everything else, but it's been quite dry. It's been cloudy. It's been cold, but it's been quite good weather-wise, and apart from that, we're just getting our caravan kind of sorted out for when the weather's a little bit warmer, getting out there, having a few days away and everything else. So, no, we're doing absolutely fine. And I think Helen was quite happy with everything that she was given on Valentine's Day. So, there we go. And what they say is a happy wife, happy life. So, I think we're all happy here. And how are you doing, Alan? AD8MJ from GM0UUB, back to you, sir.
Alrighty then. Well, if you're happy, I'm happy. Nice to be happy. Hope everybody's happy out there. I just had one update on the critters. No sight of any robins yet, but mentioning those turtles earlier, not recognizing the call sign off the top of my head, but mentioned something about turtles that reminded me of a couple turtle stories that I have, and I'll make it quick. But the one I was riding across the causeway on a motorcycle, and I seen a turtle in the middle of the road. So I didn't want it to get run over, so I stopped and pulled the bike off to the side of the road and had to stop the traffic, and I wasn't sure how to pick this turtle up. It was a pretty big turtle. So traffic stopped and everything. Finally, the turtle got out of the way, and everything was all right there. So I was on my way back, going down the highway, and I run out of gas. So I'm pushing the motorcycle down the highway, and son of a gun, if somebody didn't come over and on the motorcycle and shout over, hey, you out of gas? I'm like, yeah. So he brought his motorcycle over and started looking around the weeds and found an empty can, and he happened to have a siphoning hose, so ended up siphoning some gas and sent me on my way. So I rescued the turtle, he rescued me. And then one more time, I was on my way over to visit my mom's and got detoured, and son of a gun, if I didn't run into another turtle in the middle of the road. I was able to save a turtle. That's two turtles, but I couldn't name them because I wasn't quite sure if they was a boy or a girl. And that's about all I got. So happy day to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Nice to talk to you again. And I'm gonna leave it at that though. I'll talk to you later there, Graham. You too, Alan. Have a good day. From 88 MJ.
88MG. Well, thank you so much, Alan. It's always great to talk to you, sir. It really was, and great story there. Absolutely. Well, we love our critter stories here, that's for sure. And I think turtles are kind of being stars on the net today, that's for sure. And that was the turtle earlier was Annette was talking about Boy George, and that is KT7YBP. And talking about Boy George out there, so good stuff. Anyway, Alan, thank you so much for being there. We'll say 73. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and stay well. And Alan, look forward to speaking to you again very soon. So let's go and have a win and go and speak to Peter. That is, of course, Victor Echo 1 WIN. Peter, how are you, sir? The microphone is all yours. Happy Friday.
Yeah, good evening, Graham. Just want to say hello to Annette. Just having dinner, so just want to get in here and say hello. Have a good night.
Well, Peter, I appreciate it so much, and thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. And it's always good to hear from you, so thank you. Actually, we haven't had any brand new check-ins tonight today, so it's all been regulars, and it's absolutely wonderful to hear all the regulars. So it's great, and we've had a lot of check-ins. We're well over 30. We're going on towards 40 there. So anyway, we'll say 73. Peter, thank you so much. You have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe, stay well, and we'll talk to you again soon. 73 to Victor Echo 1, Whiskey India November. Let's go and speak to our friends out there in Memphis, Tennessee. It's Scott and Robbie Ray. Oh, goodness me. Honestly, guys, it wouldn't be Valentine's Day without talking to you guys, you lovebirds and all the rest. I'm not too sure. Honestly, hearing you and the third-party traffic from Robbie Ray, man, I'll tell you, thank you so much, Scott, for checking in there. KY4NB, this is GM0UUB. Over to the lovebirds out there in Memphis, Tennessee. The microphone is yours.
GM0UUB, MM7HQS, KY4NB, and Robbie Ray from Nelson Barbecue Land. And well, hi there, Graham and everybody. And we got in late tonight. Sorry about that. We're listening for a little bit, but yeah, we're doing okay here. And got my Valentine's card from Robbie, and we'll be putting off our meal till she's feeling better. She's still recovering from the flu and this pneumonia she's had, and about done with the medicine, so we're looking forward to her getting better there, Graham, and hope y'all had a good evening there, and Scotland and everybody around the world, and the next day the Australians and our friend from India. But yeah, we won't keep you, Graham, and Robbie Ray's watching Jackie sit on the nest with the eggs, and they want to hear just a quick hello, Robbie. This is Graham and Queen Helen.
Hey, Graham. Hey, Queen Helen. Just saying hello. Hope y'all are going to do well this weekend. Have a good weekend.
She's still recovering there with her voice, Graham, but I know it will get stronger and as the days go on. So back over to you guys, and I'll let you get on with the check-ins there to the end. And happy Valentine's Day, and we love y'all. KY4NB and Robbie Ray, back to net. That was third party, Robbie Ray.
KY4NB, this is GM0UUB Net Control. Well, thank you so much, Scott. Hi, Robbie Ray, and hey, listen, I'm honestly, you guys, we love you to bits, and it's Valentine's Day. It's great to hear you, lovebirds. Hi, checking in. Honestly, it's wonderful, and Robbie Ray, please, I hope you get so much better very, very quick with that flu bug. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So, Robbie, you take care, and yeah, I just hope you get better very, very soon. But Scott, thank you so much for checking in, sir. We really do appreciate that, and we'll say 73 to KY4NB, and thank you. Did miss you today, sir. So good to have you on there. So better late than never. That's what they say, isn't it, Scott? There we go. We'll say 73 to KY4NB, and with that, we're moving down the list, and we're going to go to Mike out there in Canada, and that is Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra. Mike, welcome once again, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time to stop by, and the microphone, it's all yours.
The Y1MGS returning. Michael and Whitehorse, greetings. Graham and Helen and everyone on net. It's not terribly cold today, but it's quite windy. It's minus 16 degrees. Charlie with about 40 km/h winds, gusting to about 55 kilometers an hour. That is about 4 degrees Foxtrot, and say about 30 mile/h winds. Not a bad day otherwise. Happy Friday, happy Valentine's Day. It's for me and my wife, it's the middle of NICUary, which is my wife's month of birthday. I don't know. I've never said anything like that before, so I'll probably have to work on that wording. But her birthday's on the 1st of February, and we joke a bit that it's to celebrate her all month. But often ends up like that with just having different gatherings throughout a few weeks with different people, a few smaller gatherings often. So that's fun. Anyways, so I've picked up some flowers today. Update the flowers that we've got. They're about ready to move on, and just starting on some dinner. I got some potatoes on the smoker grill there, and I'll do some chicken up there, and a bit of salad, I think. So that's our Valentine's dinner plans, anyways, or mid-NICUary, as it were. I was listening earlier. I was a bit in and out, but just doing some errands. But Roy was talking. You and Roy were talking about an observatory with a hotel or restaurant or something, and that does that exist? Because that's a brilliant idea I've never heard of. What a great idea. Well, that's all I got for now. How's Graham and Helen? And thanks again for taking my check-in. 7-3 to all. Back to Graham from VY1MGS.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. And yeah, we were talking about a hotel with an observatory right at the top. And actually, that was when I worked for several decades. The residential school that I managed, and obviously I kind of retired over 3 years ago. But where the building was, 2 doors up from us, it was it's a Sterling Highland Hotel. And it does have an observatory at the top of the building, and it's used by the local observatory or astronomy society. And yeah, it's got this fantastic telescope at the top, and I've never been there, and I have been invited to go and be part of it, free of charge, and never taken up the offer, which I think is ridiculous. I do chastise myself. I should definitely go and do that. But yeah, that's in the part of Stirling, the city of Stirling. And just down the road from Stirling Castle, it's yeah, just on the hill there, and it's got an observatory, a wonderful, apparently a really good telescope. But like I say, I've never experienced it or seen it direct, but it's there. Goodness me. Anyway, Mike, thank you so much for being there, and once again, happy Valentine's Day to you. And do you have anything else for us? Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra from GM0UUB. Back to you, sir.
The Y1MGS returning? No, no more today. I'll keep it short. And that's been running long for you. Thanks for being there. Thanks for doing it. And all the best to you. And happy Valentine's Day to you and Helen. And everyone out there. However you celebrate or don't celebrate, as it were. That's all I got for now. Stay warm. From VY1MGS, we'll catch you down the log. 7-3. Back to Graham.
Very good, Mike. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by today. Really do appreciate that. You and yours, happy Friday, happy Valentine's Day. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care. Stay safe. We'll talk to you again very soon. So we'll say 73 to Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra. And with that, tying the ribbons today, the final check-in for the day is our friend from India. It's Sandar. And it's Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha from GM0UUB. Sandar, welcome. Happy, I think you're in Saturday. Anyway, Sandar, welcome. And thank you so much for taking the time to check in. And the microphone, it's all yours. Please, go ahead.
Very good evening to the net controller. Good evening to one and all there. This is Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha Sounder from India. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for letting me in for a regular check-in on this hot move digital platform on Echolink. All of you coming here, fine and blasting, thundering like local station in my native city, Coimbatore, South India. All going good here, sir. Today, Saturday, Indian Standard Time around 6:15 a.m. Saturday, 6:15 a.m. here. Yes, I am in walking mode, sir. Walking mode. I have started my walking session 5:30 a.m. today. It will go another 10 to 15 minutes. After that, going to do some breathing exercises. Wish you all a wonderful Valentine's Day. Yesterday, for us, we have enjoyed. Today, we are enjoying the Valentine's Day there. Wish you all a happy, wonderful Valentine's Day, sir. Due to my steady walking, I am in walking mode as usual. Steady walking, my breaths are most probably ups and downs. I apologize for that. So nothing much particular in my side. Wish you all a wonderful weekend there. Mike back to net control. This is Victor Unit 2, Mike Delta Alpha Sounder from India. Standing by.
Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha, from Golf Mike 0, Uniform Bravo. Sandar, well, thank you so much, and well, happy Valentine's Day to you as well, and I'm glad you're all celebrating things the way it should be over there too, so we're absolutely wonderful. Sandar, honestly, we couldn't have a better person to tie the ribbons and close the net for today. Yourself out there in South Africa, honestly, it's been in India. Sorry, India. We had South Africa earlier from India. So thank you so much, Sandar. Really do appreciate that. And yeah, we've been here for goodness me. It's been 3 hours, and it's not far off 4 hours. Oh man, I'll tell you, time flies when you're enjoying yourselves, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you so much for tying the ribbons there, Sandar. We do appreciate that, and we'll say 73 to Victor Uniform 2, Mike Delta Alpha. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay well. We'll talk to you again very soon. So, this is Golf Mike Zero, Uniform Bravo, and I think I need to take a little bit of a pause, or yeah, I'll definitely take a wee, I'll take a pip before I close the night. Stand by. Okay, this is Golf Mike Zero, Uniform Bravo. It's Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland. I've been your net control for the International Radio Network, KB1 Multimode Net, and I've had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for all the people that checked in. Without you people checking in, hey, there'd be no net. Also want to say a big, huge thanks and to all the people who have connected up the various nodes, repeaters, gateways and networks and everything else to make the net happen. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Please keep up the good work. And in the meantime, I don't have too much more to say. Just go and check out our website. I know some people have. So go and check out allthews.irn.radio. I see a few people have been registered for International Radio Network. Registration is free. So yeah, go to irn.radio and click and register. Get yourself in the database. Why not? And what else? Yes, and our partners. All the best to Extended Freedom Network. That is Extended Freedom .network. All the w's.extendedfreedom.network. That's our main partners there. We do have other partners out there in ZMR land for Zello, and go and check them out on all the w's.zmr.us. Okay, folks, I think that's everything else. Apart from that, let me just pass everything back to normal, I think, amateur radio use. Thank you, everybody. It's always amazing, and thank you so much for being there. This is GM0UUB, and Graham here, Collins in 73s, and all the best. Thank you.